You are on Bad Street, USA. Damn right, buddy.
Yep.
I love the fucking Freebird song, man. How could you not love a little Bad Street, USA?
The Freebirds are the shit, dude.
Michael fucking P.S. Hayes with the moonwalk. Fucking, Buddy Roberts is the worker of the group. And then you got the badass Terry Bam Bam fucking Gordy, who would knock anybody's ass out. What a group, man. The Freebirds. Well, welcome everybody to a little Wrestling with Reality. Hope everybody's having a great week. I'm John, and of course, joining me is my partner in crime. Which one are you of the group? You're Michael P.S. Hayes.
I'm Michael P. You're gonna give me that role?
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be the Michael P.S. Hayes of the group, man. I'd rather be Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
I've been known to be I definitely buy the drinks like Michael P.S. Hayes.
You're the P.S. Hayes, I got to say. Having partied with you, you are definitely the Michael P.S. Hayes of the group.
Do you think I could hang with Ric Flair with tequila?
Yeah, you might be able to, bro. I gotta say that. I gotta give credit where credit's due. You're the Michael P.S. Hayes of the group. If you partied with me, if I had the Terry Bam Bam Gordy of the group when you party with me,
I think so.
I'll put up with no shit. Wear a Dodgers hat in front of me, and I'll tell you to take that fucking shit off, man. Fuck you.
Well, why are you telling me fuck you? Your fucking hat.
Fuck off.
Rewind is in the fucking house.
He's here.
We're getting a rare appearance.
Bro, Rewind's here.
Our dirty
let's change this up a little bit now that Rewind's here.
You got to put Taz's music on.
Yeah. Let's switch that shit off.
Rewind. What's
Survive
up, What's up, Raymond? What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good night. Jeremy, if you're in the crowd, what's up? Can't see if you're in here.
All right, let's see. Raymond is here. Hi, everybody. Laza's here from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia.
The mood's about to
rewind. Some Jimmy Jam came along too. Hey, John. Hey, Rich. Missed you guys last week. Great to see you, Raymond. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Good, Raymond. How are you? The mood's about to change. Damn right, because we got some Taz on for you right now.
You've been holding out on us, brother. We need a punishment bowl at the earliest convenience.
Yeah, if it can't be this week, let's make it another week, please. You know, we understand your, busy, tight schedule, but we missed you around here, buddy.
Yep. Got a great figure collection growing. Rewind does too.
That's what you were telling me. You said he's got a really impressive. He's got the LJNs, right?
He's got the new LJN series, and they're really cool fucking figures.
Rewind's going to get a Jelly Roll LJN. Did you see the Jelly Roll LJN coming out?
Yuck.
Yeah. So.
Jelly Roll's in some hot water right now, it looks like.
What did he do?
It looks like he threatened some girl he was going to kill her or something like that. I don't know. He's in trouble. I was just reading it before we went on the air. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're actually going to, because it says that there's not like there's a video of him saying that he's going to kill her, but it's not like they're not pursuing it seems like.
Was he banging her or something?
No, I guess her name's Nicole Arbor or something like that, and she's trying to basically say it's this whole story that she was going to go on Bunny XO's podcast, and then I guess Bunny XO canceled her from the podcast, which pissed her off, and she was going to come on there and say that she got roofied at Jelly Roll's bar or something like that. There's like a whole backstory to it.
Who's Bunny XO? That's
Jelly Roll's wife.
Oh, okay.
And I guess I guess that Nicole Arbor's trying to get, a court thing going. They offered her money. It's wild, dude. It's fucking wild.
He pre-ordered the Jelly Roll and all of Wave 3, but Jake the Snake was sold out. Oh, that sucks. Those LJN ones that they're making now are sleek, though, bro. I like those.
They look sick, and they're starting to remake the old ones, like the Ultimate Warrior Black. They're doing the black cards, which is a really cool touch. You know what's crazy, bro? Is like I'm actually like getting the itch again a little bit when I see the ads with stuff. Yeah, they're coming out with cool shit.
They are, and I've totally been out of the game for a few years now, especially since I don't have most of my stuff anymore. I have my autographs and everything that I like and all my memorabilia, but I don't have my figures anymore because I got a really sweet deal on selling them a few years ago, and I made a lot of money off of it. And definitely needed it at the time, going through a divorce and stuff. So
Right.
it was very, very. I know you had to do the same thing, and it's a nice paycheck for collecting, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
It,
when you're collecting something that you're having fun with and then you sell
yeah,
it and make a huge amount of money, it's great. My thing is and my wife's been trying to push me back into collecting figures and stuff, and I keep telling her, I'm like, it's
it
fun, it's great, it's a
takes up
rush,
a lot of space.
but the real estate of
Yeah,
because the type of collector I am is I like having it in the box.
yeah,
When you keep them in the fucking box, they take up a lot of goddamn room.
yeah,
And before you know it, you have a whole room of the shit, and you're going into a second room and people's closets in the house and all this stuff, and like jamming anywhere you can put it, and you don't get to enjoy it. So
yeah.
the only way that I'm going to get back into it is I'm either going to pick one line and stick to that, or I'm going to pick my top 5 favorites and
Mhm.
stick to that.
You mean
That's the
like hypothetically saying like a Stone Cold, a Hogan, somebody
Stone
like
Cold,
that,
Sting, Hogan,
and then you collect all
Undertaker.
those for those
You
for
collect
those
all
guys.
those,
Okay,
and
interesting.
that way you can limit it because, good God, you saw, and you didn't even get to see all of it, dude. And I wish you would have got to see it in person because it was a real wrestling treasure to be seen. When I had friends come over, man, the gasp of air that they would be like, "Oh my God!" It was literally about 3 rooms in my house full,
Hmm.
and when I say full, 2 of the rooms you couldn't even walk in,
Yeah,
you know. So So, I mean, it was a lot of shit, dude.
yeah. I've been getting the itch again though, bro. Like I definitely, but I don't have the real estate right now to do it
Yeah.
because I was the same way as you. Like we were there when I restarted my collection, and then
Yeah.
before I knew it, I have a huge part of my house that people don't know, like the people who used to watch the show back in the day.
Mhm.
I have a huge area in my house which I let my son live in now. It's like an own separate wing of the house. That was my total room for it all. And I
Yeah.
had nothing in there when I first met you. And then before I knew it, I didn't have any room left in there, you know?
Dude,
And I'm,
I started going in every direction that you could go in this collecting thing. I was getting foam finger collections like of the 80s and 90s and rare foam finger shit, which was a cool collection. I was going for, the wrestling figures. Then I was going for the wrestling 8x10 poster autographs, all that shit, and framing them. Then I was going for a wrestling t-shirt collection. Then it didn't fucking stop, man.
yeah. I think there's more than a few people that have made the same decisions we made here. Raymond said, I just redecorated my bedroom with wrestling stuff, still not finished.
Good, good.
Rewind says, I'm trying to figure that out. I live in a 1 bedroom apartment. I don't know where the fuck to put them.
That's the problem, dude. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yep. I made Jason Dunn sell some cool stuff. They'll pop till you drop collectibles. Cool. I'll check that out for sure.
Nice.
I might see Richie on Hoarders soon. You should have
Bro,
seen but I saw your garage when you like packed them all up when you moved that one time. And
yeah.
then your whole garage was like stacked to the top with fucking
Cool.
totes of these things,
Yeah.
And I'd be
And
like, we'd be like talking on the show in the early days. We'd be like talking on the show, and you'd be like, "Oh, I think I have that in the garage. Hold on," and you'd leave for like 5 minutes and come back, and you're banging around and shit in there, and you're just going to one
yeah.
of those totes in the garage or something and fucking getting them
Yeah.
out. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then that was the other problem with collecting the figures and shit. My Funko Pop autograph collection was something to be fucking adored. Like I had Vince McMahon, I had Undertaker, I had Stone Cold, I had RVD, I had everybody at the time that was out. Now Funko Pops are so massive, good luck trying to collect them all.
It's
But
impossible.
but I had ones, I mean, I had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the Outsiders autographed. I had, just
And you kept them in the
incredible.
boxes too, which was crazy.
I did, and I would get defenders kind of like this one here because I have my Conor McGregor one, which I'll never fucking get rid of. I have every version of it, but kind of like that there, you get the little defender thing, you know what I mean? So, but yeah,
My
crazy
Funkos
shit.
are all I kept actually.
Oh, really?
Other than my memorabilia and my stuff in the back here and all my autos and everything.
Yeah.
My Funkos are the only thing I have. They're like sitting right next to me, and I'm the same way as you. Like I stick to a collection with Funkos that I like, and I haven't bought a Funko in a long time. But
Yeah.
I have an amazing Game of Thrones ones because Game of Thrones is my favorite show of all time. And then I love Star Wars and The Walking Dead, so I have a Star Wars line and in the Walking Dead line that I have for everything.
Yeah.
So like that's the cool thing about collecting. So when people clown on people who collect, I tell you to go F off because
Dude,
it's fucking fun, man.
it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorites though that I got recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. The
That's a
throne.
nice. It looks big, dude.
It is big.
Rewind, you're right, man. WWE, there's one thing that nobody can ever say about WWE is that they don't know how to sell and
They know how to merchandise, dude. They know how to merchandise shit.
Yeah. Keep us in your prayers, getting some health problems looked into. Absolutely, brother. We will
Absolutely, dude.
We will 100% be in your prayers. Jeremy's here. What's up, brother? I have a Georgia Bulldogs collection of photos, football jerseys, and helmets. See? Everybody's got something. Yeah, it's cool, man. I like that.
And you know what? And I still don't get me wrong, out of all the shit that I had, I still have a massive fucking collection of autographs, massive belt all the good shit that I kept, the ring worn stuff, everything like that. But when you do it, you're able to pass it down to your kids and stuff, and I think it's a fun thing to do, man. If you're not doing something with your life that gives you purpose or fun or whatever, then you're wasting away and stuff. You can hold on to money and stare at it, and yeah, it's great, but it's always going to be a piece of paper.
That's how I feel with traveling, bro. Like traveling's my favorite thing. You know how much I love doing that, man. Like I just love it. And people say to me all the time, they're like, dude, how do you afford to do that? And I say, I save my money and I work hard. That's how I afford to do it. They're like, well, if you didn't spend that $10,000 on a huge trip every year or whatever it is, you'd have way more money than you have right now. And I was like,
well, and I'd be miserable.
Yeah, so I said, hey, I'm doing just fine on money and I have plenty saved. So thank you very much for that. And B, I love the experience. And that $10,000 is the greatest investment that I made because I just got to do something I've always wanted to do in it. I take that memory and love forever, and it puts me on to another thing that I'm passionate about.
When you're
passionate about something, fucking do it, man. If it's traveling, do it. If it's fucking watching wrestling, do it. If it's sports, do it. If it's religion, do it. If it's collecting, do it. People are such fucking haters, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking haters, bro. Let people like what they like, damn it.
Jeremy, you can get them, man. You can get them. They're ring used bats are hard to find, but you can get Sting autograph bats, no problem. They're all over the place.
And he still does signings too, so you can find ways to get them done. He still does signings, and he's not that expensive at a signing. He's probably $100, I think.
He's reasonable. That's one guy that has kept it reasonable, and it's not like a fucking Ric Flair where you're paying $400 or $500 for his fucking autograph.
$400 or $500, bro. Fuck that. They'll charge you way more for that with that guy.
Really?
Yeah. This guy's a douche at certain places.
When I went and met Ric Flair, it was $220. But that was back. That was back in like 20. I don't want to say it was like 2017 or 2016, something like that.
Dude, they were selling I Show Speed autographs at WrestleMania this last weekend for $650 a pop. Okay, come on. Ric Flair would probably be,
to get an autograph with him.
Yeah, was $650. The Brock Lesnar photo autograph, whatever it might have been, was like $900 for him. Roman Reigns was like $900 at the WWE World events. And people, man, are paying because I'm that's my new thing I like with wrestling. I like to go to the meet and greets. I really like the 8x10s. They're fun now. I had really fun at my first convention. So I definitely don't mind going to them. But I'm not gonna pay that type of money, bro. So I'm on social media when I'm on, sometimes you'll see in the meet and greets, people will post stuff that they're doing or whatever. You'll see people that are at the WWE World, bro, that's got 10 of these autographs from these people that they're averaging out $600 to $800 an autograph minimum, some of them more. People have to be dropping 10 grand on autographs at an event. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I think WWE found out that the resale market on those things is extremely high. So, and this is a good point that Rewind brings up, and this is why it's so addictive is, when you're dealing with nostalgia, when you're dealing with such time as the 90s and 80s of wrestling that brought so many good memories and so many family-oriented moments where you were watching WrestleMania with your dad or whatever moment, and you get a figure or you get an 8x10 that's signed from that wrestler or something like that, it kind of brings all that back to you for a moment, So you're absolutely right. That's exactly why they do it. And they know that, so they're definitely incentivizing it.
Yeah, and they're making money hand over fist on it,
Yep.
and they're going to keep doing it, when people are going to keep paying, and they're keeping paying
Yep.
for it right now. Like Rewind said right there, they know how to get you to hand that money over, and it's true. And as long as you're forking over $900 for a Brock Lesnar autograph at a WrestleMania weekend, they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to keep
Well,
charging it.
and here's the reality of that too. If it's really Brock Lesnar's last ride, and you paid that money to get that autograph, that's going to be a valuable item. So
Absolutely. But hey, if you want to pay that type of money, I say go for it. It's your money, not mine.
yep.
Sting bats or belts on eBay, 500 to 2,000. Yeah, and that's probably a generous.
Yeah, my Sting bat was definitely valuable.
So, what do you want to kick off with tonight? You want to talk about WrestleMania, or you guys want to talk about some other topics to kick off tonight?
We're getting closer to the Ronda Rousey stuff. She's, a hero in her own fucking mind, I can tell you that. And she's saying that this is going to be the most viewed MMA fight of all time, and that's all fine. That's all fine when you say that, but it's like,
yeah, but actually it will be.
At the end of the day, it's like, okay, yeah, that's probably true, right? But here's the reality of it. Everybody has Netflix. It's not like you're having to pay a premium pay-per-view to see Ronda Rousey or something. You're literally paying the same monthly fee, and then you're getting to see that. Of course, it's going to be a high-rated thing, So it cracks me up because she still acts like she's the pay-per-view draw that she was and all that stuff. I guarantee you, bro, you put that shit on Days and it'd be one of the lowest paid fucking pay-per-views of all time.
You put it on fucking regular pay-per-view, it's going to be one of the lowest rated ones.
Yeah.
It's not going
to go try and charge $60 or $80 for that shit. People were paying $89.99 for UFC pay-per-views.
What's the main event of it again?
Carano and Rousey.
They're the main event, okay. And then it's Nagano and that other bum, that he's fighting or something. And then
whoever they got some fucking taxi cab driver off the street
tomato can
Nagano,
for him. Nagano needs to get a victory after that brutal fucking knockout he got. So, well, I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't be would definitely not be the highest grossing one, and it wouldn't draw flies to shit on. I don't think. But
what's Rewind saying here?
Your Austin knee brace is worth some serious fucking money. One just got auctioned off at $60K.
Yep.
Isn't yours a specific one that he wore in a match or something?
It was from when he was Sheriff Austin.
Okay, gotcha.
So it wasn't like it was from WrestleMania or something. But I do have an 8x10 that
with him and
Rock.
Brett.
No, it was Rock and Austin.
Oh, the final match, right?
Yeah, The Rock wrote him a really nice fucking letter on the back of it and then signed it The Rock, and then Austin signed it too. And it was The Rock giving Austin an 8x10 to kind of commemorate their WrestleMania match. That thing is probably worth some fucking money.
Didn't you have the razor blade from the Brett and Austin match or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's how much of a diehard collector you are. You got your hands on some treasure, man.
We've got some good shit, yeah.
So what do you want to kick off with? You want to talk WrestleMania first, or do you want to talk about other topics first?
Yeah, I mean, let's cover WrestleMania because there's a lot of open questions, I think, and this is the fun time of year people start doing predictions for the next year, like as far as matches and stuff like that. And a lot of interesting ones are out there. I want to know why the mystique is there that people think Brock Lesnar is not really retired.
Because the storyline adds up.
Yeah, but it doesn't really.
There.
Does it really though? So he's going to go against Gunther, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Gunther.
Do you think they wait a year, or do you think they do it?
No, I think they do it at SummerSlam. I think they're going to cash in on it by the time his contract ends.
So what? You think Gunther's going to come out on Raw one week and call him out and say, "You're not riding off in the sunset yet, motherfucker"?
Gunther's owed a favor from Paul Heyman, for helping him out with Seth at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
What's his gimmick that he's doing now? He's the career killer. He's taking out fucking AJ Styles and John Cena and who else? Goldberg, man, legends of the business. He wants to take out the biggest fucking bastard of them all, man, for the last time and show him. That's his gimmick, man. It's worth that one favor from Paul Heyman to him.
Now, Jeremy shared an article, and I don't know, it was just a snapshot of a TikTok thing, and you can only take that as far as you can throw it, but it was saying that Brock's in some legal trouble or something like that, basically. And this is just education purposes. I'm not speaking that it's fact. I'm just reading what the thing said. Basically, it's saying Brock's in legal trouble because he didn't discuss his retirement prior to the Obafemi match with WWE, that he walked out, and they're trying to sue him for $1 million.
I don't buy
For
any
one
of that.
thing, if Brock Lesnar breaches a contract, WWE is going to sue him for a hell of a lot more money than $1 million.
Yeah, and he wants to retire.
Yeah.
Okay. Brock Lesnar cares about his privacy, and he cares about his land and living his life that he wants to live away from people.
And let's be honest.
And his money. And that's what he likes.
Let's be honest. He moves a lot of merchandise too. So yeah, WWE is going to want to keep that Legends deal with him. On both ends, they're going to want good business done. So I highly doubt that something just doesn't pass the smell test with this whole fucking thing. And I think you might be right.
It just doesn't fit. Jeremy, we'll come back to this later on. It's an important topic to have a conversation about tonight. So we'll talk about that later on, though. We'll get back to that. The money's on the table, bro. Brock wants one last payday, huge fucking payday to put another guy out on the way out, or put another guy over on the way out. He's gonna get it, and it's fine. You think Brock fucking cares about his win and loss record and championships? He fucking doesn't care. He just wants the money, man. He's gonna milk him for a little bit more cash. Yeah. He'll put him out. He'll put him over on the way out. He's a pro. He's gonna do it. What happened the last time he fucking walked out of the WWE, man? He found himself in a world of shit. He doesn't want to go down that route one last time right before he's ready to retire. He wants to get another $10 million payday out of him. He's gonna. And he did the right thing by putting Obafemi over. And Obafemi's a fucking star, man. He gave the rub to him, like Rewind said. It was an awesome moment, man. Like, after a dud of night one of WrestleMania night one was a shit show, in my opinion. It was boring and bland, oversaturated with ads, an hour and 17 minutes of content. The rest
just that, dude. I got to touch on something. Like, I don't know about you, but when I'm watching these retro wrestling pay-per-views and stuff like that, the detail and the care that they put into the set.
Yeah, this set was garbage.
Really burned into your mind. Like, I remember that set. It was fucking cool and all that. This was a bunch of jumbotrons fucking just piled up everywhere, a bunch of TVs, and it looked like shit. And
you know what else it was? It was another way of TKO being the greedy fucking pigs that they are, because they were selling out the spots on the entranceway. Did you see that?
I saw that.
They weren't more as expensive as the front row tickets in that area, but these are still going to be overly priced like a crazy amount, and these people are going to get this insane experience of being on the fucking entranceway where people coming out. So that was just another way for them to exploit money out of people again.
It was so fucking poorly put together. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, the graphics are cool and everything like that, but it looks like a cheaply made fucking thrown together set. I was watching that one WrestleMania where Hulk Hogan, Austin, and The Rock came out, and they have this big, massive set above the ring that just was beautiful, this huge awning and shit like that. And they pan out, and it was just gorgeous. Then I go back and watch this shit, and I'm like, it's a bunch of fucking jumbotrons just thrown together. Like,
yeah, garbage, dude.
Crap, dude.
And let me say this too: the Vegas crowd is garbage for the most part. Yeah, garbage, dude. They never have been good before.
They were dead silent when the Demon came out.
It was horrendous, like some of the things. It was like, you're paying all this money to be, and you're fucking quiet and boring. And maybe it was just that the show was boring. I don't know, but there was some moments that they could have got up and actually made it a little bit more enjoyable sounding there. It was a drab show on night one. The only decent match to me really was what Rewind said was Seth and Gunther in that match. What
was the card for night one again? I forgot.
It was the women's tag match. Paige came back. She came back, which was a nice moment. They had was the Intercontinental title on that one? Might have been the Intercontinental title was that was night two.
That was night two.
Yeah. It was the one that was headlined by Randy versus Cody. Seth and Gunther was on there. And then they did Liv and Stephanie Vacker on that night too, if I remember correctly. It was loaded with women's matches. I remember that. Yeah. I mean, Liv getting the belt back was predictable and fine. I'm fine with it. It's all good. We'll talk about Liv later on. but we'll leave that for later. Seth Gunther was a good match. I think anybody could have saw that fucking Braun Breaker, was going to come back. And I got to say this about Braun Breaker. I don't see it with him, bro. I tried before to like him and think he has upside. And I still think he does have upside. He's a boring fucking character to me. He's a goof. He's boring. There's nothing about this guy to me that makes me jump up and down and want to see him spear somebody, and do something crazy and be in a match.
Because they're oversaturating. They need to go back to the drawing board with him and how he was in NXT. They're saturating his moveset where it's just spear.
Yeah, run a million miles an hour and miss the guy.
Yeah, and you fucking fly in the air and you tackle him like a fucking goof. And then, they need to go back to the matches he was having in NXT that actually meant something. And it wasn't like a Goldberg fucking, snooze fest. So that's my opinion. Braun Breaker does have a great upside to him. And I bet you if they took the leash off, when it came to the promos and stuff, I think he could hang and do some good stuff. The problem is they're doing this. You know what it reminds me of? When Roman Reigns, before he became the tribal chief, and they were jamming that shit down your throat of, I
agree
Robert
with him.
Kuhn.
Yeah, Rob's one of my best friends from the military, and I agree
with
you, Rob.
I saw the last name, and I was like, that's not Matt Kuhn, is it?
No. Rob's one of my best friends from the military from years ago, so great dude. I agree. He reminds me of Ryback 2.0 a lot.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good comparison, too.
I mean, I think he has the upside, like I said. I just don't like him. He doesn't do anything for me. I mean, he's an amazing looking at. He's an athlete, Rick was okay. Scott was always the good one to me that I liked in the group. And then when he branched off to be Big Papa Pump, I mean, the gold that he gave us with comedy on that was just worth it alone. To all you Sacramento scumbags. Oh, he was great. Laza likes Braun. Braun reminded him of Big Papa Pump attacking Seth. If Braun did more of that stuff, it could work. Listen, I'm not saying he's not going to be a big part of it. I'm just saying he hasn't done it for me yet. And I'm sure he might get there soon. The guy who has got it for me, we'll talk about him in a minute, and it will come tie back to Brock Lesnar. But I want to finish off night one talk for a second with that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes stinker of a boring match. Pat McAfee, his inclusion, what a joke. This match should have been.
It was so bad that they dropped the fucking match at Backlash.
Yeah. And Pat wanted nothing to do with it, man. He knew it was the shits and said, nope, not doing it. Sorry. Horrible. What a way to waste Randy and Cody.
And you have fucking Jelly Roll come in there and flop on a fucking table. I'm just like, dude, come on.
It's horrible.
They didn't need to include Pat McAfee at all. They should have never have done that part of the story. And they should have just left it Cody versus Randy, and it would have been a much better outcome. But they had what WWE's and TKO's been fucking doing, and that's fuck it up by including celebrities. Did they not learn from the fucking, the guests of the week, the celebrity guest hosts of the week every fucking week in Raw? Remember that shit when they tried to do it? Whenever you try to inject these stupid fucks in the mainstream media, or not the mainstream media, but the mainstream scene, into wrestling, it turns it to shit every single time.
Sucks. Yeah. And they never learn, bro. They never learned on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to fucking see Jelly Roll one more fucking time on the show.
Rewind just got you, buddy.
Don't forget that pose off Scott Steiner and Triple H. That was a box full of Kleenex kind of night. You know what I'm talking about. What comes of the Randy Cody feud after Randy punts Cody, busts his face at Mania, has me interested. Well, they just flip around on it on Monday and then have Cody show up and start trying to tease the CM Punk on Monday. Like, that's where they're going with that. I don't think they're going to put Randy Orton on TV for another 4 months. He'll probably be gone till Survivor Series or some shit. I mean, it was an awful way to pay it off.
It was very poorly executed.
Yeah. Cody's got a hell of a shiner though on him now, which is pretty funny to see. But night one was a popcorn fart, man.
Yeah.
It sucked, to me. Now night two kicks off way different. I said it right from the start. I said Oba's got to squash Brock, and he did. And they gave Brock about 10 seconds of offense in there, and Oba just took it and ran with it. Laza said he didn't like Oba's walk earlier in entrance and stuff. I think his entrance is awesome. And it's fucking cool as hell to watch. And you see this guy coming down, and he looks like a big deal. I get what people were talking about now. We said it, we were going to be fair from the beginning with him, and there was a couple of things we didn't like. I think he's won you over by now, man. This guy's the real deal.
They've changed everything that I didn't like about him, and I love the fucking war drum beat, the walk. It all matches together, and he's got such a presence. And it's like when he's doing that walk, it just makes you. And I hate to go back on this and bring this guy back up, because there was a time where I really enjoyed his stuff. But Goldberg, when he would come out from the locker room and have those people walking behind him, it was like a moment of like, dude, somebody's getting their ass kicked.
And they're chanting his name the whole time before Goldberg comes out. If you don't think that was cool as a wrestling fan, I don't know what to fucking say for you. You don't have to be a Goldberg fan to say that shit was cool.
I haven't seen that since,
and you're seeing it now.
Oba doing this, and he's doing the right things, and he got rid of the stupid arm tassels and shit like that. Like, he looks like a star now, and it looks like WWE is going to put him on the map for sure.
And see, this is the thing I like about Oba, Rob, is that it does seem like he has mic skills from what I've seen too. And from what you've seen, he can go in the ring, man, and he can go rise to the challenge, because let's be realistic. Brock Lesnar is one of the most legit badasses in the history of the business and UFC and everything like that. If he didn't have diverticulitis, he might still be the UFC champ right now. Okay. Like, the dude is a savage. For Oba to beat him like that, and to be able to go with him, even if it's in a squash match type thing, and make it feel special leading up to it, and make it feel special while they're in it, and make it a cool moment, that shows you Oba's ready for the next step too. And I like to see that with him. This kid's got a lot of potential. He's no Goldberg, in my opinion. I'm
not gonna lie. There was a lot of emotions in myself, because I really liked Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. Like, to see him take the gloves and the boots off and everything like that. Just a crazy moment. I didn't think it was going to come that soon, and maybe it is a work, and that's fine. But God, to see it, it's just kind of weird. And that's kind of what tonight's show is all about, is like WWE's losing everybody at a rapid rate. The face of the wrestling organization last year, or the year before that, you had the AJ Styles, you even had fucking Goldberg at that time. You had all these different people that are retiring and hanging it up. And there's more coming. John Cena was gone, all that stuff, but there's more coming. I think Finn Balor's probably going to hang it up soon. I think there's a bunch of different people, Shinsuke Nakamura, all these different guys. They're going to be gone, and it's like, what's WWE going to do? I don't know the answer to that question.
Here's what I see that you can do out of this, and this is why I don't think Brock stays retired, because you got a storyline with Oba in here right now too, okay, that you can intertwine him in here, rewind. Brock comes back out, takes on Gunther, however they set it up. Gunther puts him out to pasture and does it in a brutal fucking fashion in the match. He puts the old beast out, man, and takes him out. Who's the one that's going to avenge him? Oba. Yeah. Oba didn't like him. They brawled all the way out, but he got his rub from him, and he knows it. And Brock was a challenge, and he gave him an opportunity when he was a young kid, or however you want to play it out. And Oba is going to come and take out the guy that's beaten everybody, that's retired all the legends. That's how you take Oba to the next step by the end of this year. Win him the Royal Rumble, get him the main event at WrestleMania next year. That's how I do it.
Here's the thing with that too. You have the injection of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman being drawn in the middle of, fucking Oba's the next big thing, but Gunther's the next big. Who am I going to pick? And I owe this favor to Gunther, so he comes out with Gunther originally, and then he ends up screwing Gunther and going with Oba and announcing the next big thing, which is Oba Femi, which I think you could draw that in, add that in there as well,
and then make him a monster heel after you get him over and get him his WrestleMania moment, Yep. Because the money matchup,
he's too big for his, he got too big for his shit. And you could make him, because he's like the Francis Ngannou of wrestling right now.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, man, and they started setting it up after on the post show. It's going to be him and Roman at WrestleMania next year if they both stay healthy. If they do it before that, they're foolish, because Oba needs to get some challenges, under his belt here as a wrestler. He's got to take out the Gunther first off. He's got to beat a bunch of other big competitors up to that. He's got to get Gunther later on in the year, get him in a War Games match where he helps out in some way, have him win the Rumble, then give him a shot at Roman Reigns to make that a monster match. Roman Reigns puts him over. Like you said, you can do a lot with him then. Go run with him as the big baby face then. Or maybe you do something crazy and make him as the bad heel after he takes him out or something like that you mentioned. And then you can see what you can do with that. There's so many things they can do with him, but I think a lot of it's going to rely on Brock Lesnar. And if Brock Lesnar gets that
Paul Heyman's never been a baby face, So it would be kind of interesting to see Paul Heyman be the hype man as a baby face, I think.
I don't think he could do it really well, do you?
I think he could.
Yeah, okay. I mean, people like him, even though they boo him and do all that stuff as the character, people still like Paul. So Paul probably could do it. I don't know. I think he's a better heel, and I think he just fits
absolutely
perfectly in with it.
I just think it'd be nice to see.
It'd be interesting to see for sure. I don't know. I mean, Oba, I think, is going to be the guy in a year. I don't want to see it before WrestleMania next year. Give that guy a whole solid year. Hopefully he stays healthy and passes all the challenges. Build him up good. You can do a lot with them. That's why I like that. And the match was a lot of fun to kick off night one, where Gunther's running his mouth, how he's retiring all his people. Oba says he retires if he sets up a feud with Gunther. No, but there's so much they can do, Oba versus Monty Brown. God, Monty Brown and TNA, from what I saw, was always kind of cool, but he wasn't the major star to me that an Oba could be.
Right.
Royce versus Oba feud could be interesting. Royce has a lot of work to do.
Royce sucks.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't give a fuck about him in AEW, and they really don't seem to be giving a fuck about him in WWE. I think he's got a great look to him, and I think he's got potential, but I'd like to see more, I hate the Vision shit, Rob, and I hope it goes away fast. It's so stupid, too.
Yep.
Has anybody enjoyed the Vision? Anybody? Tell me. I don't think that anybody really has. I've never seen anybody putting the Vision over and saying that they're good in any way. I don't know why they do it. So, don't know why they do it.
If I have to hear Logan Paul's fucking theme song one more time, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Come on, you love it, bro. You're a big Logan Paul fan.
Woo! In the beginning, it's fucking
Isn't
terrible.
he obnoxious? Just terrible. But he is a good heel. Paul was kind of a babyface and did as well as the boss of ECW and ECW versus the network feud, but outside of that, works great as a heel. Yeah, I didn't watch ECW too much at the end. So he's got to run the gauntlet, Rin, to me. He's got to run the gauntlet on it for sure. IC title match was a lot of fun. I liked that match a lot too on that card. I thought on night 2 that was a really good match. Pentagon, I'm glad to see him keeping the belt. I did not want to see them take it off of him anytime. And it was a good match, I think, and had a lot of great spots to it. And Javon Evans, I thought, had some really cool spots. Rusev was impressive in there. Even that big-headed JD McDonough took that insane drop on the ladder, and Rey Mysterio was kind of non-existent in that match for a lot of it. I know he had a few spots, but they were cautious with him. But I was glad to see Penta pick up the victory here.
Yeah.
What about you?
Sure. That's what I wanted to. I remember, when we were doing the predictions, I wanted Penta to stay with the title. If they were going to take the title off of him, I wanted him to elevate to the World Heavyweight Championship title picture. But it looks like they're going to have a little bit longer run with him as IC champ, which is good. It's getting him established and things like that. Rusev, I thought, stuck out like a sore thumb. I think that they should have went everybody being high flyers in this match. Wasn't really sure why they threw the random, let's put fucking Rusev in here. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. I thought he did good in his spots, though. I thought he did well, and they did a good job with him on Monday night, kind of being the one standing tall at the end of everything on Monday night. So I hope to see more of Rusev because he was a big dominant force for a few years there, and that Rusev Day shit was real popular. So I think they could do more with him than they've done the last year. So who knows? Maybe it's something coming out of Rusev to get a little bit more out of him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's definitely a talented guy when he wants to. Maybe not a popular choice, but in 2 years of WrestleMania, give me a heel Oba with Paul Heyman versus babyface Trick Williams. I just don't get the Trick Williams allure that some people have with him. His song is stupid to me. It's from a fucking
That was the
movie.
worst outfit.
Oh, it's horrible.
Did
It
you
would look
see
like
how
toilet
long
paper was rolling out of his
I
ass
was,
the
I
entire way
was
down.
like,
Whose
I was-
fucking idea was that?
dude.
Okay.
I was sitting there and
Fucking
I'm like,
fire them.
well, not only that, I was like, is this a fucking wedding dress that he's wearing out, bro?
So
Like, what the
fucking
fuck
stupid.
is
And
this
who's
shit?
that fucking who's that inept moron that comes out with him that follows him around like a fucking puppy?
Dude.
Is he a rapper or some shit for him, or is he just his fucking buddy that's his manager? You know?
I have no idea, but what the fuck were they thinking?
I fucking don't know, and I don't fucking understand why anybody likes him. He's
And what
fucking.
was it? A little clip on the bottom that you let your little fucking skirt go? Like, what were you doing there?
I don't
bud?
know. Was
Yeah.
it fucking electronic? Who knows, man? It was fucking awful. Like, I don't get it with him. I don't like it. I don't like what I see from him, and
Mhm.
you know, people like his gimmick and whatever. I just think it's fucking. To me, it's the shits. I don't see it.
Yeah.
He's the same type of performer in the ring. He's just not as good as to me that people think he is. But I don't know. Who am I to judge? You know, I'm not a pro wrestler. He's out there making the money doing it, I guess. But I liked Paige returning as well on night one, even if the match did suck. Richie was very upset in this match that Paige and Brie Bella got the victory. His favorite wrestler of all time and his girlfriend, Nia Jax, lost
That's
the
it.
belt.
Fuck it. I'm doing the fucking moment. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm calling it now. Fuck that. I'm hijacking this shit.
Okay.
Liv Morgan's shit sucks. And John Wangland took a picture with Natalia in Vegas, and I sent it to.
I did. All right.
I've got it. I'm showing it right now.
Show it right now. Go for it.
I'm showing
Go for it.
This
You
is a
fucking clown. It's a lie.
That's
All
not
right?
a lie.
It's a lie.
That is
All right?
not a lie.
There's no
That is
fucking validation.
That is not a fuck. Oh, that's not it. That's
What the fuck was that?
That's a lie.
Wow.
That's
Jesus. Why did you put that on the screen?
I am so sorry. I had to.
Not many people are going to get that from the new crew, so
That's okay. That's all right. Okay, I'm trying to find it, folks. Just hang on here.
all right. He's
Got
not
the
fucking
proof.
prepared for whatever slaying he's going to get from it.
I got the proof. I got the
Yeah.
proof.
Okay. The fucking day I would be anywhere near her, okay? Intentionally, at least.
It's right here. I got it. It's gonna take a minute. Hang on. I got so many damn pictures.
Richie's taking dick pics and sending them to himself all day.
Absolutely. Look at that. Right there. In
Yeah,
living
that's
color.
me. Okay.
John
That's me.
Wangland. That's you, dude. Look at the haircut. There's no denying that haircut and that smile.
What about my fucking beard? Is way longer.
You had it trimmed when we were out there, bro.
Yeah, I haven't had it that short in a year. Okay,
dude. Then
the
you met her.
fuck I
ago.
did ever hang out with her. Okay,
Then you met him a year ago.
damn, you're wrong. You a lie.
Excuse me.
You a lie. We're gonna get back to Liv Morgan, that comment that you made, and just after we get done with WrestleMania here, okay? Because that's gonna parlay a topic for tonight.
All right,
So
I couldn't hold it in any longer.
I know you are engaged, John, and Natty has Kid Dynamite, but you two look like a great couple. You guys look great together.
Yep. Yep.
I can't fucking believe she got herself and weaseled herself on the Hogan documentary. All right.
That was
what?
I think that was your doing. You wrote Paul Levesque. And
what
you said
fucking
Natty,
relevance does she have to Hulk Hogan?
You said Natty Neidhart needs to be in
fuck
this
off.
documentary.
All right. No way. How did her fart smell? Fucking guys, I'm telling you. No way. How did she weasel herself on this documentary? What relevance does she have to Hogan's career? Okay?
Dude.
What? Why would they put her on this shit? My fucking all-time favorite, and they put my least fucking favorite of all time.
They made a whole documentary of your least favorite, and they put your favorite wrestler of all time, Natty, in there, and you're upset about that?
Oh, you fucking cockbag. You ass. Oh, fuck her, Natty Neidhart. On the Hogan documentary. What does she have on people?
I'm going to send you a Natty Neidhart whoopee cushion every year for Christmas now.
All right. Might be worth a couple of bucks one day, you know?
Might be.
You know, when she goes in the Hall of Fame, we can sell it for some good cash.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's because of the anvil. Yeah.
All right. What big relevance did the
Well,
anvil
they were
have to
talking
Hogan?
about the Bret Hart moment, that
Okay.
Hogan was refusing to put him over and all that. So
Okay. Gotcha. All right. But I
here
still
comes
don't.
Lazo with this perv shit.
He was at Hope's barbecue sometimes. Man, I'm definitely going to be watching the documentary next week sometime. I don't have time for a few days, but I'm definitely going to be watching it soon. She had a story that she went to his house for one of his birthday parties when she was a kid, and she got to talk about Brett and Jim. Yeah, still zero relevance. John, you should be proud of her being on the Hulk, dog. John, it's like the kid in school has a crush on a girl. He's always mean to her. That's John. He really loves her, and they look really good together. Well, I am a good-looking guy.
He's saying you have a crush on Natty Neidhart.
It means nothing to me of that comment because it's not true. It's not fucking true. I fucking can't stomach her with every fiber in my being, and you know this.
You stomached her enough to put your arm around her in the picture.
Well, if she's coming up and trying to squeeze up to me for a selfie, that's not my problem, okay? I can't help it. She's a fan of wrestling with reality.
You are the Scandinavian god.
And what can I say? Can I say if she wants to get an auto or a picture, she pays the right price. I'll snap a selfie with her. She was there in Las Vegas when he got the black eye. All right, I'm gonna check this out. All right, going back to WrestleMania though, the Roman Cody match. Were you a fan of this match? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were your thoughts?
The Roman Punk match, you mean?
Yeah, the Roman Punk match. Excuse me.
The Roman Punk match, I really enjoyed. I thought it had great spots in it. I thought that they told an awesome fucking story. And CM Punk giving it his all and stuff like that. The opening promo with that song and shit. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah, it's his Ring of Honor song. Jeremy told
me.
The
AFI, the AFI song, just fucking powerful. Cool to see CM Punk finally get in the moment and have the main event moment that he's always deserved at WrestleMania. My thing is this is, as much as I wasn't the biggest CM Punk fan, I'm becoming one. The Monday Night Raw after with the promo and stuff that he did, where he said, always got to stay ready for, you just never know when a title's going to drop in your lap and stuff like that. Like, he's firing on all fucking cylinders, dude. CM Punk has his finger on the pulse right now. CM Punk is the draw and what people are tuning into every week.
I agree. I mean, it was a great match. It was very entertaining. It was a lot of fun. They told a great story. We were up and down a couple weeks with the way they were doing things, but it panned out great in the end. They did a lot of good stuff with this promo. I don't think Punk looked weak losing this match in any way. I mean,
he got his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah, he did, but he kicked Roman's ass a lot of that match.
He did. Yeah.
And he had him at a few moments, and you saw it there, and you knew it could have gone either way. Like that was the fun part of that match, and they sold it great. And they didn't go to be buddies and handshake with one another.
I was shocked that Roman won. I mean, I was blown.
I was too. I thought Punk was winning that one. And I'm not saying that they might not go back that route, but I really do think Roman's going to hold on the belt till next year.
Well, he said he's going to be on a full-time schedule.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he actually does. I think he's going to hold the belt for another year, and I think he's going to put over Open next year. That's the way to do it if I was to do it, but I'm not the writer and booker there. Who knows what they're thinking.
You think Gunther retires Punk?
Could be interesting, couldn't it? But if they break the whole Gunther's career-killing streak eventually with somebody, when somebody takes him out finally, it's going to be a different story with Gunther. He's going to have to change his gimmick up a little bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of things they can do. I think Punk's got a few years left in him. I really do. I think there's going to be a few more years left in him. I think Punk's the type of guy that's going to get a retirement tour on the way out too. I think they're going to do it kind of like they did with Daniel Bryan and or Bryan Danielson and AEW, kind of how they did it to the end with him. When they lose, they're going out. That's it for them. Do something like that with them. And he's got a few years left in him, though. I really think so. I think a lot of people wanted him to win that, as well. He did have them in their hands, and he was able to elevate Roman to a different level. Because let's look at Roman, too. The best parts of Roman's run was when he had the wise man doing a lot of his mic stuff, too. Not that Roman's not great on the mic, because he is. but he had Paul Heyman, who's a master at the mic, doing most of it for him. Roman's had to do a lot on his own since then, and it's nice to see that he could raise to the challenge of CM Punk on the mic, because I think CM Punk is a way better mic man than Roman Reigns. That's my opinion.
I think CM Punk is probably the best of this generation on the mic.
Probably, yeah. He's probably top 5 greatest of all time. I think we've had this topic way back in the archives before, but he's definitely way up there as some of the best talkers of all time. Probably top 5 in most people's book. Roman is great too, but he showed how great he was elevating to that level. And they had a great match with one another too. And they're going to revisit it maybe another day down the road. Who knows? You know, he could never win the main event, another WrestleMania, or win another title. You got to come back to a clean slate and finish this goal. Seems like a good situation to me. Absolutely. And he's making a boatload of money too. And I think that's a lot of it to him at the end of his career as well, you know, and he's so far from what it seems, he's done it right. So after Saturday, I knew Punk was dropping the belt because Cody dropped the belt to Punk. Could be that way too, because they were setting that up on Monday with them, like we had mentioned earlier. So, you know, they're going to go down that route eventually, I think. There was a promo Roman did on Punk when he was in the backseat of a car. It's one of the best promos I've ever seen. It never aired on TV. That's awesome. It's this generation's Piper. I mean, no matter what people think of Punk as a person, people will genuinely praise him all the time because he is deserving of it. You know, whether he's a prick or not, he's deserving of it. Now, here's the interesting thing. Where do they go from there? I think it was ridiculously stupid for them to go down this route with Jacob Fatu. The setup was there on Raw, okay? The Usos turn on Roman Reigns and beat the fucking shit out of him. And Jay wants to get his crack at him. And you run that for a few months. Get that initial boring after WrestleMania feud where you know the guy's going to lose who goes against the new champ. Let Jay get that out of him right now. Let them try to get a little heat on the Usos or some shit. I don't know why they decided that Jacob was the right choice right now. And I like Jacob too. I really do. I just didn't like the way they did it. So Roman's first guy is going to be Jacob, apparently. What do you think of it?
I think it was stupid too because you're going to smash Jacob. You know, his momentum, Fatu's momentum is going to be shot after this, I think. He's gonna go the likes of the Solo Sikoa. You know, they're just killing him off way too early, in my opinion. Yeah, this was a big matchup. WWE's being a criminal of that, like a habitual criminal of that lately, where they blow their load so fast on these feuds that actually do mean something with the proper storytelling. You know, but they're burning them off so quickly. You know, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Totally the wrong fucking time to do it. They didn't tell the right story, didn't tell it in length like it should have been, and then they blow their load, and now it was a failure. Whereas on paper, it was a fucking total home run. Easiest fucking layup probably in wrestling history with all the lineage and all that stuff that you can tie to that story. They blew their fucking load on it. This is the same thing with Jacob Fatu. He's part of the bloodline. He was the muscle of the bloodline. You could tell all these different fucking stories, and it could be a great pay-per-view match. But unfortunately, or PLE rather, unfortunately, WWE's in this mode of just rushing through shit. And I don't understand why, because there's a lot of money on the table with it.
Absolutely. I agree. And like, it's just weird, like Rob said here too. You know, Jay seems to be put on the back burner in the corner. Did he piss somebody off? You know, I don't know. I just think they saw that.
Yeah, you do. You know the answer to that. He's a fucking troublemaker.
Agreed. I think it's just they realized that he's not a main eventer, man. You know, he gets a good crowd reaction, puts on a decent match, and he's a catch line. He sells some merch for you, and that's kind of it that you're going to get from this guy. He's not much more than that.
Yeah, but look at every time they gave him the chance, he was drunk in the fucking after shows, doofus, you know, acting like a total idiot, getting DUIs and all these. You can't put a company on the back of a guy like that. It's the same thing with the UFC with John Jones.
You need a professional.
Yeah, he's the greatest of all fucking time, but they can't depend on him. So of course
should have been John Jones should have been the main event at the White House card, you know, but they couldn't depend on him.
Because of his character, because of his reputation, they didn't do it.
Well, it goes in now to the main topic of tonight is WWE in trouble after WrestleMania 42. So we're going to do a little different tonight. We're not going to do the main event after the break. So we're going to talk about this before the break for the main event tonight. When we come back from the break tonight, we're going to have two really fun topics to end the show. So it'll be a little bit different than what we normally do. But main topic of discussion was tonight, are they in trouble after WrestleMania 42? Absolutely, they're in big trouble right now, man. There is no, like you had mentioned earlier, there is an over reliance on guys that are too old or getting up there in age or are ready to call it quits, and they're not developing enough new people. Yeah, they're pushing a few, they're trying a few. Hopefully Obafemi can be one of those major marquee guys, but I think they're in serious trouble if they don't start getting their head out of their ass soon. What do you think, Rich?
I want to share. Go ahead and keep going on that because I want to share a statistic real quick that's really
Sure.
interesting.
Yeah, that's stuff I saw too, Rob, with Jay Uso there on the Cameron show. Who I don't know who he is either, but it was just stupid. It's like they're setting things up. They did with Rollins today with the football draft. I saw this morning, setting up these phony skits to get in fights with people on the air. It's it's freaking ridiculous.
Okay, okay, I got it now, and I'm sorry to cut you off. All right, so what people need to understand, okay, is in the 90s and the early 2000s, the average age of the top earner or the main eventer in WWE was in their 30s and early 30s at that. Okay. The average age now of a top earner in WWE is 42. All right. So now you're telling me these guys aren't finding superstardom until the age of 42. That's a problem. That's at the end of you're past your peak at that point and stuff like that. And all these different guys and stuff. Like, yeah, they the names now, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Roman Reigns, all these guys are in their 40s now, and they're the top earners in the WWE. Where is the disconnect with WWE now that they're not finding younger talent?
Well, they have the fucking developmental territory down there, so they should be developing it within themselves. They're spending all this money to put it out and do it. You would think that they would be actually developing people and developing more major stars, but the reality is they're teaching people to be pretty universal, like one another, and they work the same people and the same styles from the same trainers. They're not getting the same things.
Outfits.
Yeah, very similar things, and it seems that they're really not developing a ton of these future major players. The last major star might go down unless they get an Obafemi up there or somebody else that they can get to that main event level, that main event level. The last main stars that the WWE is probably going to go down with, unless they start bringing somebody up fast, is going to be Cody Rhodes and the Randy Ortons and the Roman Reigns when they go out.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is 39 years old.
Yeah, Randy's in his 40s.
Randy's 45.
45. How old's Roman? He's got to be.
Roman Reigns is 40 years old.
Yeah, and
Damian Priest is 42.
Yeah, I mean,
CM Punk is 46.
That's an older, thing right there when you see it with these guys. And let's be realistic. I know they're pro athletes in their own way, and we're not. But your body when you're in your 40s is way different than when you're in your 20s or your 30s. That's the reality.
I'm not saying that these guys that I'm reading off aren't mega stars, but all of them are within a few years' time of having to retire. I mean, you're not going to tell me that CM Punk is going to wrestle into his mid 50s. He's got about, if he's lucky, 3-4 years left. Cody Rhodes is 39. He's already said he's on his last contract run here. So whatever that pans out being, maybe 43, 44 years old. Damian Priest, he's hanging it up, which he's not a massive star, but still he's hanging it up soon. Roman Reigns is transitioning into Hollywood like The Rock. He's 39, 40 years old. I can't imagine him going past 43, 44. This is the problem. All your major figureheads that you have positioned are older, and they're all ready to fucking go on their way as well. Who is that next person in today besides Obafemi? Because you can't just do it with one guy. Who else are they going to position in that area? And how are they going to prolong the WWE name with no major superstars?
Because other than Obafemi right now, and it's the jury's still out on him. We're not anointing him as going to be the future or anything yet. We know he has the potential to, but it takes a lot to get to that level and to be able to maintain it. Who else is there that they've cultivated and developed? Rewind says he's been balls deep in the Muhammad Ali Act reform. Nick Khan was in front of the House Committee yesterday, and he said that the WWE and UFC make new stars with the Performance Institute.
Where?
Show it. Show it. What major star that have they produced from NXT?
And ironically, it's not a WWE problem. It's not a UFC problem because both of those, when they were individuals, were doing great for a long period of time with building new stars and stuff when they weren't under the merger of the TKO Corporation. I think the problem stems with TKO.
I agree. TKO has all the money wasted on dumb booking and horrible celebrities. They remind me a lot of the New York Mets. I love the Mets, but I admit it. They do it all the time too. 100%. And hopefully that shit turns around for a team or a company when they do that. TKO has been adamant to say that this last week or two, the Shapiro guy said that, no, we have total creative control over WWE. And so there answers your question. If you don't like something, if it doesn't fly, TKO is doing what they think they want to do on stuff.
Yep.
So,
and you can tell that Dana White in the UFC is definitely not in control of things now. I mean, you could tell with his demeanor, you can tell with the way he's acting about things, you can tell with the negotiations and stuff. Dana White is not running the show over there. He's the face.
TKO is ruining the UFC, WWE, and they're going to ruin boxing. They're trying to monopolize combat sports. I agree. Yeah, we've said this on the last few UFC streams, minus a few good moments and some of these ones. When we were jumping up and down for some of the shit we saw the last one, which was a good, rather good card compared to the crap we were seeing before. And the stuff we were seeing on the last card wasn't even that great, like minus the one match. Like we're jumping up and down for an average card because it's been so shitty,
Yeah.
TKO is bland, bro, with a lot of the way they're doing things.
There's no passion in it. They're trying to attach their saddle to a rocket ship that was already created before they got there. They have no direction, no vision, no nothing. They're just trying to collect money. And when you get like that, you've seen it before in endless amounts of companies and mergers and all these different things. They always end up tanking because the original vision that was there gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. What new stars has the UFC really created? Okay, tell me.
Paddy Pimblett is probably the only one that this Hockett guy. We're
he's
not
a fucking goof. Okay,
he's a goof, that one thing. But listen, that fight was good. So genuinely, he's being created by himself, though. He's doing that. They aren't giving him the PR and all the stuff. Now he's kind of forcing his way in there. Sure. Paddy Pimblett's probably their only homegrown talent, I would say, in probably 4 years.
Yeah. So they don't know how to develop it either.
No.
And
they're still relying. They're still relying on people like the Buzz from Connor. They're still relying on people like Justin Gaethje. Another problem that they're having is people. What is it with TKO that on both sides, the WWE and the UFC, the top earners are wanting to retire? It's because of TKO. It's because their talent relations seems like it sucks really bad.
It seems like maybe working for Vince was a hell of a lot easier than working for these guys, huh?
Right. I think that they're dealing with a robotic structure of TKO, and it's not like you're treated like a person anymore. Back in the day, Connor would call his shot. He would tell you when he was coming back, who he was going to face, and whatever. To this day, they still have not sent the top drawer, the guy with the top 10 pay-per-views drawn of all time in the UFC. He's got 8 slots in it. They still have not sent him a contract to fight.
When you're pissing and moaning with everybody, you know that eventually it's going to show that it's kind of somebody else might be the problem a little bit. Rand says the same problem that WCW had in 1998, falling to winter with creativity is what TKO is running into. Yeah, you're not developing new people. Your creative juices aren't flowing well. AW as a company has been a joke for a long time, but Darby as a world champion is smart money. And I think it's going to pay off for them. Jeremy, I think it was a great moment. We talked about it last week, but Darby Allin's not the front runner of a company.
He's not a long-term champion.
No,
and he can't put that on his back. He's too much of a loose cannon, and he's going to get injured, one of these days where they can't use him anymore. His body is not going to hold up with the stunts that he does. He's not a Mick Foley type where he can bounce back like that. He's got a little structure of a body, and after a while, that's gonna take a toll. So,
and he's a great competitor, and I'm really happy for him, and it's awesome, and I think it's a great moment. He's going to be a good transitional champion. He's going to be a guy everybody's going to want to cheer for. He's never going to be a front runner to lead your company. I've never been a guy that's put this other guy over like other people, but the more I watch some of his stuff is where I can kind of see it with people a little bit more now when I watch AEWs. To me, if I'm an AEW, like when I look at them, where they're not creating that next generation of a big star, they got the biggest one right in front of them, and they haven't given him his moment yet. It's Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Ospreay resonates with the crowd. He's got an awesome entrance. He can go in the ring. Is he a little cringy? Yeah. Brav, is he a little cringy? Brav, absolutely, to some people. But a lot of fucking people like him, man. And he's passionate about what he does. And he's a guy you can build that company off of. And they haven't done it yet for him. There's people that are in the systems. If you give them a little tweaks and changes, you could really make them the next big face of your company for a good period of time. They're just not doing it because I don't think TKO has that creative nature to them that they can do this in any of the things that they own. Can they create a very profitable business? Absolutely. Are they smart with all that stuff? 1,000,000%. Are they going to continue to be? I would suffice to say it's going to keep getting better for them. If it's my guess. But does that mean that all their stuff is great? Absolutely not, man. And it's not very good, a lot of it. And it's showing and it's paying off. And it's big problems for them if they don't change that around. Because WCW was at the top of the world at one point. Biggest angle in the world and the biggest money making stuff that WCW had ever seen. They never turned a profit. Then one year they're turning $160 million profit, which at that time was insane.
Yeah, well, the finger poke of doom kind of
killed that one. Yeah, and more shit did it. So it can happen. So while they're probably going to keep growing and growing, it eventually will slow down if you keep insulting people's intelligence and don't make it fun. Like. Big problems if you don't switch that around a little bit, for sure. He's hurting, so they put him on a slow rise now. He's got a very destructive style from what I've seen. TKO wants your fucking money, and they're going to feed you a bunch of bullshit. They're going to lie. They're going to change the laws. They're going to corporate greed company. Don't give a fuck about you. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no denying that.
Yep.
And the thing about TKO is they're not, and I repeat, not caring of you knowing that either. They don't give a shit. There's no care in the world. They will fucking tell you, we are a business. We are going to make money, supply and demand. We're going to do this. And, people are going to buy it and they're going to pay the money. If you don't want to pay it, that's fine. Somebody else is going to though.
I think that if there's any hope we have, it would be for Vince McMahon to reacquire the company.
It's never
for WWE. For WWE. The UFC, I think, is done. I think that the BKFC is going to overtake them eventually.
I think it's a very strong potential. I really do. I find UFC way more boring than BKFC.
And it didn't used to be that way.
No, no.
It's kind of crazy because Jeremy had sent over something that had Iceman etched in the fucking next, whatever it was, the pay-per-view for the UFC. And it's like, are they going to fucking wheel Chuck Liddell out in a goddamn wheelchair and throw his ass in there? Like, what are they hinting at here? But that's my point is, like, the UFC and the WWE are stuck in a creative block. And it's because you have people in charge that never had that original vision and they didn't create it. So they don't have the fuel to keep adding into it, to keep that steam rolling ahead. It's just a money generator for them. They don't give a fuck. They're like the slumlords of the entertainment industry now.
Yeah. Yeah. And people are still watching and paying and holding out hope that it's all going to change when the reality is it's not going to.
It's not.
It's not. Not anytime soon. Because as long as people are still pumping all that money to them, they're going to keep doing it.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't fucking blame them for that either. Because they're a business. They admit they're a business. They're there to make money. And as long as you're paying it, despite how shitty it might be, they're going to keep doing whatever they want to do until they finally can't anymore and they have to make a decision. And the only way people are going to be able to make that decision for them and to get them on the right track,
with their wallet.
Fuck with their wallet and fuck with their bottom line and don't go to them if you don't want to see it.
Wait till you start seeing WWE crowds look like an AEW arena.
And it's going to happen with these prices.
It's going to happen.
100%. There's ups and downs to MMA and pro wrestling. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. True. We're in a downswing and TKO is not helping with that. Agreed. And there are ups and flows.
They never will. There's nobody in TKO that will turn it to an upswing again. There won't.
Tickets for the first WrestleMania, $100. Now $100 will get you a parking spot if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah.
That's why I said like earlier, I can't understand. I do well like you do. I'm not rich, but we both do very well in life. We're very blessed. I couldn't justify, even if I could afford it, to go spend that type of money for a WrestleMania ticket, bro. Like,
I wouldn't do it, and the reason
no.
why I wouldn't do it is I don't support what they're doing with it. I loved Vince McMahon's era where he was more concerned about, making it affordable for families to go and that kind of thing. I think there's something cool to that because, dude, you're still making a hand over fist in the amount of money you're taking in being reasonable price. Now with what they're doing, it's just outright greed. Like straight up fucking in your face, like Rewind said, outright greed. So
listen, this is right off of Rewind's comment and what you're saying here, bro. TKO is a business, and what does a business want to do? They want to get the valuation of the company up to the highest level, right? Okay. And what are they going to do when they got it up at this astronomical level? They recouped all their costs back, and then they're got it valued at $20 billion. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to put it on the market and sell it, right?
Yep.
This is the fucking guy right here, Rewind, that's going to be your next owner of WWE one day if he sticks around in the wrestling business, and it's Tony Khan. He has the capital and he has the ability to get the capital, and he's already admitted that he put a bid down of $6.9 billion on the WWE for the TKO sale before TKO got it. And he wanted that property and he would have bought it if he could, and they didn't give them a second chance to be able to come back with another number. That's how the bidding process went with them. They took the bid and they were open. I guess it was the highest bidder.
Which to me sounds like it would be illegal, no?
With no second chances to bid back. No, it's a bidding process. You work in that field. People have got to submit a certain amount of bids for something like that, and then you decide on the bid. You might take a lower bid. You might take a higher bid because whatever the reason is. Usually, in a lot of cases, they're just going out for the highest bid and the highest sale. So you hold a closed bid, and sometimes other places will do where you can bid back and forth on certain ones, and they can go and do it there. But the way TKO did it with the sale of WWE, when they bought it, when the WWE was selling it, was to do it that way. It was just a one bid process. Tony put up, I think he said $6.9 billion. I think Tony Khan will eventually buy the WWE as the next go around when TKO is ready to sell it. I think he'll raise enough money, and I think he'll want to buy it. You
were pretty confident that Vince McMahon had an opportunity to do it. What changed your tune now?
I just don't think that they want him back. I think they're willing to hold out, and I don't think the money that they would get right now for it would be anywhere close to what they could sell it for in 3 to 5 years. They haven't had enough time to, when I really thought about it. I'd love to see Vince buy it back, and I think it'd be a great moment, and it would be what it was, but it wouldn't last long, and it would suck shortly after if he bought it back too. The reason why I don't really think it for that is because they're not going to get enough return on their investment right now. They got to wait 3 to 5 more years and keep doing what they're doing and building these markets and these business relationships. It's going to get the value of their company up. I would bet you they'll be able to get it up in 3 to 5 years, hypothetical, if they can keep business the way they want it. I would say $13 to $15 billion range. They probably paid $9 billion for it, I think it was. They're going to make a $4 or $5 billion profit on this thing eventually, I would guarantee you. And there's going to be people out there that would be willing to pay for it, despite whatever people think, lack of ratings, bullshit.
Well, if you don't believe that and you don't see what John's saying with this, like just look at Disney. Mm-hmm. They are the drizzling shits now. Like you go to Disneyland and stuff, and you're paying a fortune and all these different things. You're shoulder to shoulder with people. It's fucking miserable. That's all I hear all the time from people is Disneyland sucks now. The Disney entertainment scene, they've ruined Star Wars, in my opinion, and all that stuff. But they're still making a fuck ton of money. And they always will because WWE's going the route of Disney. They're trying to be the experience. They don't want mega stars anymore.
I really do think that Tony will get it one day. I really do. What do you think?
What happens to AEW if that happens?
I think he keeps it, and he does his own fucking fantasy wrestling booking. Then from that point, I think he's no matter what you think of him, if he's going to put that type of money in there and he's going to put everything on the line, or he's going to get other investors.
Does that become a monopoly at that point?
Well, TK owns Look how much shit they bought in the past. Look how much shit WWE used to buy with territories and other promotions and holding all the rights to everything. There's ways around it, you know, and it's not like they're saying that nobody else can
You're
get
saying that TKO is trying to, or you're saying that Tony Khan is going to be like Vince McMahon?
I think he would definitely buy up something that he wants. I don't think it to Tony Khan. It's a matter of money necessarily at that point. He's cognizant and aware and likes the money factor of it, I'm sure. But the thing for him is he loves fucking wrestling, bro, and it's his fantasy. Here's the guy that's gonna take ownership of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sure part of it when his dad passes away one day, it'll be left to him. He owns a fucking soccer team that makes probably buku bucks despite them sucking. He's got a million different businesses around the world. The guy owns his fucking dream of wrestling. Do you think that a wrestling fan, which Tony Khan is, would not take the opportunity to get the ultimate holy grail of wrestling treasures, the WWE? He'll do it, bro, if he can get the chance. He'll do it,
Fair
man.
enough. Fair enough.
Like that's the ultimate fucking get for him one day. And he openly said, I put a bid of $6.9 billion down to buy it. He did not like really talking about it either because he thought, I think it was a closed matter and it got out. And the couple of times that he's very fucking quiet about it when you bring it up like him, should a fanboy like him? I don't, it's dead at this point, guys. It is. The WWE we knew and grew up with and all that stuff, it's dead. It's never going to come back. It's over. So we have to accept it and go from there.
God damn, man. You just you do it like that?
I'm being honest. You tell me if I'm lying.
Man injected the poison.
He injected the poison and sold it
the
to
NWO.
Tony Khan can't book AEW half the time great. You think he's going to fucking book WWE great too? You really think Tony Khan would have the time to do it too? But
WWE can't even book WWE right now.
Well, yeah. It's fucking dead, and TKO buried it. They did, man. They buried it. They pissed on the grave, and they took a dump on it too. All right, it's over, buddy. Fucking
dude, you sound like fucking Rand, bro.
He's rubbed off on me, man.
The stock market's crashing. Bitcoin's dying. Flames are flying from the sky. It's
hold on,
over, bro.
You're never gonna have this nostalgia. Just hold on 1 second. You're never gonna hear this nostalgia ever again, folks. It's done. That shit is over. Okay. The poison has been injected. It's done.
Jesus, you're killing me.
I don't know. It'll be interesting, guys. Well, I'm playing to talk about over there.
You're turning into fucking Rand, dude.
I love Rand. He's a great guy. Devon, get the fucking muffins.
I'm not saying Rand's not a good guy, but like I said, like we were talking about before the show, that's definitely his role.
Absolutely, man.
You're kind of overstepping that there, Bob.
Yeah. The funny thing is, me and Richie were talking about this earlier, and this was a good conversation. We were actually talking about how grateful we were to all you guys, like we always say all the time, how much fun you guys are and how everybody is, taking us through different points of our life. And this is, a fun little serious topic, but you guys have been so much fun through the years when we really redesigned this show. And everybody does play a role in the show, and they kind of have their own characters. We have our little version of, professional wrestling on our show here with everybody. Fuck off, all right? Fuck off, that ain't me. But everybody's kind of got their roles there, man. And it's like its own little wrestling company. But this is the Iron Wall in Poland again.
Jesus Christ!
But man, you got to be honest sometimes, and we all have our roles in life, and we all have fun with it. And the roles in the WWE have sure changed because they're not what it once was. And
it kind of cracks me up that they said that they're fully in charge of the creative, so it's like a big punch in the gut to Triple H. Yeah,
it's got to be a fucking bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a bitch to see that. But does he kind of deserve it? Yeah.
He
staked him out. Let's be real, Rich. You saw the fucking leaked messages, and if they're valid, these guys 1,000% fucking sold Vince out from underneath them. And zero fucking doubt in my mind they injected the poison. He likes my Vince impression here.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it. He sold his fucking father-in-law out, man, and his daughter did too, and Nick Khan did, and there was probably a million more behind there that sold Vince out, man, to do it the way they wanted to do it. All right. Vince probably thought they were going to go with him and do it his way and bring it back and do it this and that. Nah, they stuck it to him. So if Triple H is pouting and moaning or doesn't like that he doesn't have the creative control anymore over there, kind of deserves it, bro. When you stab somebody in the back.
I mean, I know you don't like this person particularly, but
Sure,
Road Dogg did a really interesting interview, and they asked him. They said, "What happened?" Because you had a solid position there, and it was Road Dogg who actually decided to walk away. And basically, he said that the shit is too controlled behind the scenes. He's not able to contribute anything. He's like, "Yeah, I was cashing a check every week, and it was a big one, and that's fucking great." He goes, "But my creativity, my all that stuff was being suppressed, and." He's like, then they make me out to look like a fucking goof on this TV series that they come out with and make me look like I'm the problem. He's like, I'm handcuffed, man. He's like, we have to go through this whole corporate structure now of TKO getting approval for all these different ideas and stuff. He goes, there's no creativity there anymore.
Yeah. It sucks because it's what happens when you change control of something, you know?
Yep.
We want to think the nostalgia is going to come back, and I'm going to go back to the doom and gloom, but it's not always going to, you know? It's not always going to get back there. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Will we always talk wrestling on this show? Absolutely. No matter what. We're always wrestling fans, and it's fun to dissect it and laugh about it and see where they go. You know what's also fun about wrestling is the ups and downs of it, you know, where you have those shitty moments where you're like, why am I fucking wasting my time with it? And then you go through a moment where you have just an amazing run of stuff for a year or 2 years or 6 months, and it reinvigorates you and re-energizes you, whatever way you want to put it. That's the fun of it too, you know? But you lose people along the way when you do that. And eventually, if you do it too much, you'll lose them forever. I hope that never happens, but I don't know. Hopefully they can get it on track. We'll see. That's the fun of wrestling. We'll see where it goes. We're all fantasy bookers at the end of the day. But our final two topics that we'll cover after the break, they're way more fun because when we come back, we're going to talk about the Nature Boy Ric Flair in his interview yesterday on the Ariel Helwani show. We're going to just discuss Rick a little bit. And then to close the show, we're going to do the Goof of the Week segment. And it's going to be a debate, and we're going to need your interaction. I've already done some for
I'm
this.
a master debater, by the way.
Yeah, well, we're going to see. So you guys are going to select the Goof of the Week at the end of it with the other people who have already casted votes on this topic that I've already reached out to. So you guys are going to decide the Goof of the Week to close the show. And
Hold on, we gotta read this from Rand real quick.
The ghost of Randy Savage got to Vince, and Logan Paul was the last signed by Vince, and the ghost of Evil Knievel jump that Vince did in '77 as producers. I have zero idea what that means. And I'm not going to pretend that I do.
Oh,
I can't pretend that I know that one, Rand. That's a good soliloquy there that I have no idea what it means at this moment.
That shit cracked me up. Oh, Vampiro's retiring for the 100th fucking time too, just so you know.
Yeah, I heard that. Do you believe it?
No.
Yeah. Pretty sure Laz is the only real master in debate. Oh, you guys. All right, guys, let's take about 5 to 10. When we come back, we'll have some fun to close the show out. So come on back. Don't leave us. And we'll be back in about 5 to 10. All right, guys, we're back. Hopefully, everybody had a good break. Let's get into the main topics. You wanted to cover something really quick before we got into the last two topics of the night. So hit me with it.
So Brooke Hogan went on Bubba the Love Sponge recently, and she had been requesting the autopsy report for Hulk Hogan.
Brooke Hogan went on Bubba the Love Sponge.
Oh, that's
That was Echo, sorry.
No, you're good. Anyways, it's just kind of interesting to me the secrecy that's in this, because she can't, even as Hulk Hogan's daughter, she can't get them to respond to anything. The police department's not responding to anything. They're not giving her the results of what it was. And of course, they had a hard time taking blood from his body because he had already been embalmed and that kind of thing. It's just interesting to me. And then the revelations from the documentary, I know we haven't seen it yet and whatever, but come to find out, Hulk Hogan had been prescribed and taking fentanyl, massive amounts of it, for a very long time. I'm starting to think that Hulk Hogan might have passed away from something else other than the official story. They definitely said the artery that was nicked during surgery definitely did occur, and that's all fine. It's just weird to me that the toxicology reports are all being hidden.
Yeah, well, I say with Brooke Hogan is Brooke kind of kicked herself out of it, so I don't really feel bad for her that nobody's giving her any information. She's the one that made the decision to write herself out of the will and any decisions with him and all that good shit, you know, so I really don't feel bad for her on that whatsoever. I mean, I get your reasons for doing something, but whatever your reason might be to do something, by all means, you have to pay the consequences of it afterwards, and I guess this is just the consequence of it, you know, and apparently she has said that she regrets it, you know, and I get that, but you made your bed, now you got to sleep in it for her. And do I think that there's more to it than just the nicked artery? I absolutely think you're right. Are we going to learn that? Never, probably. No, we're not. But I do agree with you that I think there was more to it. I mean, apparently on the documentary, he talks about his fentanyl usage, and you know what fentanyl usage is, as do I. Like those levels to me, I've never heard of anybody taking that much. Have you?
That's fucking absolutely insane. The massive amounts that they were giving him.
Insane.
You could probably tranquilize an elephant with the amount they were giving him on a daily basis.
He was eating alone, just on the ones in his gums. He said, I think it was 150 milligrams of that shit, and just in his gums.
They were giving him fucking the lollipops. They were giving him the pouches and the patches to put on his back and his leg and all that. And not to mention the pill form, everything else. Like, dude, unbelievable. Unfucking believable. And
I don't know why they were doing that to him and forcing that. Not he was his own person and could have said no, of course, if that's the case. We're just speculating. We don't know this for sure, but this is our guess. But there was people, I guarantee you, that was pushing him on doing this because of the money.
Let me be honest with you too. When you think about that, like, they keep saying how in pain he was because of surgeries, and while I don't discount that, you've been through surgeries and everything like that. I've had them. Yes, they're very painful. Yes, they tax the body, all that stuff. I completely understand that. But what I also understand, coming from an addict lifestyle and taking that stuff, is fentanyl and opiates as a whole cause pain and, the really bad side effects on your body as well.
Sure.
And when you're doped up that fucking much to where it's a toxic level, that can be poison in your body too and causing pain and everything else as well. So my thing is who the fuck is this doctor that was writing these massive amounts of scripts for him, and who approved these, prescriptions and stuff like that? That's an investigation that I would like to see done.
It's got to be
they did it for fucking Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's got to be fucking criminal, man. Like I don't know how you could prescribe somebody that type of drugs, man. Listen, I'm not proud of this. I've said it on the show here before. I was a heavy grade opiate user, and I've been sober for 11 years from them. And I was in massive amounts of pain, and I still am. It takes me probably 10 to 15 minutes every morning just to get myself out of bed. Shit, me and you shared a room. You know that, I get pain. I know you're in a lot of pain every day from your stroke and things like that too. And it's tough. And you were an opiate user as well, and the reality of being, if you've never used opiates, is that what Richie said is true. You develop a tolerance to a certain level. And what do you need? You need more than to alleviate the pain, because the pain is still there. It's not bearable unless you're taking this amount. Body becomes used to it. You take a little bit more, then you take a little bit more. And it's this repetitive cycle before you get to the level that he was at, which would kill a fucking elephant, man. Yeah. Fentanyl's no joke, dude.
Yeah.
I was a heavy opiate user, bro. And I couldn't even imagine what this guy was taking in and how he lived. And I'll tell you from experience, if I wouldn't have got sober in 2015, I would be dead right now. I guarantee you. Sure. No doubt about it in my mind. If I wouldn't have got sober at that time in my life, eventually I would have been a statistic, because you're using too much and it's killing people.
And here's the flip side of that. Like, Hogan was taking prescription fentanyl, which is different than street fentanyl. And you're going to lose a lot of that in translation. When you read these news articles, you think fentanyl, you think street fentanyl. They're two different things, two different forms of fentanyl. The medical grade fentanyl that he was taking is severely addictive and everything like that. But once you start taking your prescriptions to the point where you're running out, which I have a high suspicion that he did, I guarantee you somebody in his inner circle had a way to get street fentanyl. And I think that might have been what did him in, is the street fentanyl.
And it's an interesting thing when you look at his financial status from what they've mentioned at the end of his life, and who knows what's true and what's not, but what has been said is that, and I'm not saying this to diminish this amount, because it's an incredible amount of money that I'll probably never have in my life saved up, and neither will you, and probably nobody here, but it's really not a lot of money when you think about his stature over time. They also said that his estate at the end that went to Nick was only worth $5 million. That's a real telling sign, because people were kind of calculating him as being worth about 100 million or so. And
well, that's crazy, because all the business dealings he was involved in.
So where did it all go?
It wasn't like he was flat on his ass, broke, not doing anything. He was doing the beer. He was doing the Hogan shops. He was doing
The Gawker
wrestling
settlement,
stuff.
I think he
doing
got
the
some of
Gawker
it.
stuff. Yeah, like, dude, there's some serious coin that's not being accounted for here.
He sued Gawker. I think he got 160 million or something like that from them.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't get the whole thing because they went bankrupt, but I still think he got probably 40 or 50 million from it, I would assume. He probably got enough to bankrupt their company, and that was all they could bleed off of him. I don't know how he could have needed money that bad or where it all went if 5 million was all that was left over at the end, if that's really a true number. Where is it going, man? You know how expensive drugs are and lifestyles and doctors that are private like that. It's a it's a very real possibility that there was that. I hope it's not that case, but the reality is, I really do believe what you say, and in your opinion on that I really kind of think the same thing, man. But
Yep.
we're never going to know. And Rewind mentioned it right here. He said I could be wrong, but the only person that can get the information would be his wife or a person of custody or power of attorney.
And I'm not trying to say this in a negative way. I don't really know a whole lot about her, but that's kind of suspicious to me as well. Is to, with any celebrity, they let stuff like that out, and I feel like there's more. I think there was more going on in Hulk Hogan's inner circle, than people are letting on. I think there was people around him that were severely toxic and probably helped him along in his addiction.
Agreed. I agree. It's a sad thing, and it's a sad reality of life. And I don't know. It always sucks because I miss Hogan so much. As a performer and everything about him. Do you think they'll be in the wrestling biz or Hollywood? No, I don't think so, Rand. I really don't. His son's not going to do anything other than what he gets from his dad's name and stuff. So I don't really think much.
His wife was involved. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Church of Scientology probably got a great chunk of that. I would assume nobody ever knew the reason why they got divorced. It never came out. So maybe that was part of it. I don't know. That's another assumption, but it's a good point. I didn't even think about the Scientology stuff. I remember about that now, though, when you mention it. So I'm interested to see the documentary, though. It's gonna probably be pretty telling on some parts. So I'll definitely be checking it out. Probably by the next show that we do, I'll probably have seen it all, hopefully. But let's get into the last two topics because we're gonna have a nice long one tonight. So really quick, we're not gonna be here next week. But we'll be back the week after. So next week I'm taking off because I got some great stuff happening, and I got to take care of some family stuff, and spend some time and take a little break. So we won't be here next week, but we'll be back the week after that. So I definitely think me and you will both see this documentary before that. But talking about another star here of the wrestling past, we got to cover Ric Flair before we get to the last topic. And he was on the Ariel Helwani show yesterday. I put a bunch of clips up on the Facebook and the TikTok, so you guys can go check them out if you want. I put 2 or 3 clips up of him. And I got to say, Nature Boy gets you a good rub because they're doing really well. So they're doing real well, and it's generating a little bit of coin for me and Rich when we put stuff up. So we're real happy about that. And Ric Flair does make a little bit of money when you put it up. And I put these clips up intentionally, and Ric Flair does sell. And only reason I mention that for context here is because of some things he said in the interview. It's true. You put a Ric Flair clip up often, it's going to get you a lot of views. You put up something that he's going to do here, it's going to get you a lot of views. Ric Flair does draw money over to people, but he also has disgraced his legacy despite what he's done and the draw that he's been, that he continues to be. He was on Helwani's show yesterday. Did you get a chance to watch the interview or parts of it or all of it?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I did too. It's about an hour or so of that he was on there. It was the most incoherent ramblings of a drunk, narcissistic, mean-spirited, egotistical, weak-minded loser that I've heard. I have had very little respect for Ric Flair before listening to this interview, and after listening to it, I think I have about zero fucking respect for him, other than the fact that he was a great wrestler in his day and had a big part of making this business what it is and that me and you enjoy. That's about the gist of my respect for Ric Flair that's left. What an asshole this guy was on this interview. He was shit-faced drunk, I guarantee you. He was shit-faced drunk, slopping down fucking vodka and cranberries the entire time. And it wasn't just the mean things that he said about people and just bullshit stuff. It's about his ego that was on there. He literally said multiple times at some point that everywhere he goes, people should roll a red carpet out for him because he's earned it with what he's did in his career. And
Yeah.
he's not ribbing anybody when he says that. He's not joking. He's being serious. And he has to make a point every second of telling you how much money he makes, how much an appearance he got, how many Rolexes he lost in this thing, and then how many friends he has and how he can get anybody's phone number anywhere that in the world from anybody because he's Ric Flair and he's that important. And then just goes on to bash Ludwig Kaiser for some reason and Stevie Richards and Dutch Mantel and everybody else. And what a boob this guy is, bro. It was embarrassing to see him do this. And Ric Flair's legacy to so many people is just diminished. And I put this clip up online, once again, like I said, for a reason, because I knew it would make a couple of bucks for us, and get a lot more people over the page because Ric Flair does draw. He's worth it to people, and he does get it there. And I also knew it would generate a lot of conversation up for this topic tonight because people on the TikTok and on the Facebook posts, about 90% of them said the same exact thing that I said. And I would say between the two, there's probably 100 comments, at least just on the Facebook posts, not even including the groups. And I would say 90 out of 100 of them just thrashed Ric Flair after seeing those clips and watching this interview in full if they did. Yeah. His legacy's gone. This guy's a drunken asshole. His ego's insane. What the fuck is this guy saying now? And other people were saying every time this guy gets on an interview, his legacy goes quicker, more and more to the point of it's not even there anymore. It was embarrassing to see, and he just does it over and over again. What'd you think of it?
Listen, we've all seen the videos of Ric Flair in the bars and doing the planks, randomly, doing the push-up contest, shit in his pants, all these different things, rambling on, doing the cameos, talking about, how horrible getting married is to people who are getting married and requested a cameo from him, paid a ungodly.
Wasn't it like $1,000 for the cameo or something? Or
yeah, and it was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. And
sloppy drunk.
You can see the effects of his health and what's going on with him and stuff like that. He's totally senile in his alcohol drunken stupor. This is a guy that drinks every single fucking day. And who knows what kind of drugs he's on too, unfortunately. It's sad to see because when you talk about, an icon in the wrestling business and stuff like that, he's right. If he was living a clean lifestyle and being who he's supposed to be and still looked at in the same respects as he once was, they should roll the red carpet out for Ric Flair at WrestleMania and have him sit front row and all that. But he's not being that person anymore. No. He's being a total disgrace to his legacy. He's being a total disgrace to just a person in society and as a whole. He's a bitter old man. He's trying to grab onto any kind of fucking thing he can grab onto to still live into that character. And it's like, dude, like you've already established yourself as one of the greatest of all time. Tie your name to stuff and make success, make money, whatever. But to go on there and pick fights with a young wrestler that's up and coming, that's not even a really huge name, and you're trying to get a draw off of fucking saying you're going to fight Ludwig Kaiser and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck are you doing with yourself?
Because he laughed about Tiffy, his girlfriend at the time's comments to Charlotte about her divorces at WrestleMania before WrestleMania last year.
But does Ric Flair not know that the art of the work?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, seriously, this is the guy that created it. They
did personal shit with him in WCW. They shaved his head in the middle of the fucking ring in front of his kid. They did all these different things.
But the thing is about that, when you mention it, like when they did that stuff to him, he still doesn't forgive him for it, man. Yeah. He's still to this day, despite him and Bischoff talking, through the years and them having their in and out that they've had, and any opportunity he gets, he still goes on to try to bash Eric, about what happened. He doesn't forget anything. He's just a bitter jerk, man. It
just cracks me up because Ric Flair, to me, when you think of the moments he's had and stuff like that, fucking legendary beyond words career, in wrestling. But after the fact, he's just nothing, man. He's nothing special. He's an asshole. He's exposed himself completely to be who he really is. And this is the thing too, that your inner circle that you have, once you see those people start to leave you, look in the mirror and see for yourself. Because like Jeremy just mentioned, Arn Anderson and him don't even talk. Like, try to wrap your head around that. The best of friends during their wrestling career, what they built with the Four Horsemen, everything that they were responsible for was with each other. And they're not even on speaking terms.
He
And that's
said on the
every
interview, actually, he said that they are talking a little bit now. You know, apparently.
I doubt it.
He
I
tried
doubt
to
it.
diminish it and say that, like, when Ariel asked him about it, like, he's like, when did we stop being friends? You know? And it's like, well, hey, bro, like, Arn admitted a million times he doesn't even talk to you anymore. So I don't think you've really been friends too
Look
much.
at Triple H and Shawn Michaels. They won't even mention him. You know, it's like,
The telling sign of what WWE thinks of him is when they wouldn't, like he said, wouldn't let him come to the Hall of Fame last year because he threatened Ludwig Kaiser over some fucking silly angle that was going on TV. Like, when he threatened him, he said that Ludwig told Triple H about him. Triple H barred him from the WrestleMania. Imagine, irregardless if he did threaten him or didn't, and Ludwig told on him, or if he didn't, whatever it is. Imagine what it says about Ric Flair now when they're willing to take the side of a Ludwig Kaiser. You know, no disrespect to him, he's a very talented performer, but he's no main eventer yet, not even close. Probably never will be. You know, this is Ric Flair, the limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, 21 time, as he says, or 16-time champion, the way everybody else does. You know, this is Ric Flair. And they're taking Ludwig Kaiser's side. Triple H and all the heads of WWE are taking, Ludwig's side over Ric Flair, the guy that Triple H built his confidence back up, loved him, was mentored in ways with him, rode with him for years. Come on. That's telling sign about Ric Flair and what he's become, bro.
dude, it is, and it's an unfortunate thing to say because he doesn't have a lot of time left. So the legacy he's ruined, he's not going to get the ovation and the stuff like that when he passes, like Hulk Hogan or people before him, because people are so sick of him already that it's like, dude, like, enough. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see a guy like that, who's literally on the Mount Rushmore for a lot of people's greatest of all time, end up that way.
One of the things I like least about Rick too, and it's, I agree with this too, Jeremy. It's going to sound harsh, but when people don't take care of themselves like Rick and other guys, like Bray or somebody else like a Hogan or other people might be gone. I mean, nobody gets out of life unscathed no matter what. It's not always fair in the way it goes. I don't know how Rick has outlived him. He's got to be a walking science experiment when he one day hopefully lives a much longer life. We wish the best for the Nature Boy, but one day when he's not around anymore and Space Mountain's closed, they need to run a fucking study on his body for however long he lived, because this guy's been doing it for fucking like 50 years straight.
Tank.
He is, man, and I don't know how he's made it as far as he has. It's quite remarkable in a bad way that he's been able to. The guy walked out of being in a fucking coma for like 2 months or something like that. And the first thing he does if they tell him he can't drink alcohol ever again or he's going to die is he goes right across the street to a fucking bar. Come on.
So in this on the TikTok, when they posted this interview, I went on there and I fucking posted a comment that was fucking Six-Pac as fucking Ric Flair crying. It's the gift that keeps on giving,
Yeah. I love that Arn owns the rights to the Four Horsemen too, Jeremy. I think it's pretty cool that he does,
Yeah.
Some people have really good genes. Ric Flair said on Rogan he has no pains or aches or anything. Yeah, I mean, and he might not, and I hope he doesn't. But
because he's so fucking drunk, he doesn't feel anything.
He must drink from the minute he wakes up to the minute he goes to bed, bro.
He would have to keep the shakes away.
And you can tell with his voice and how he talks, it's the drunk sound. It's called tardive dyskinesia that you start hearing people talk like that.
Well, in his jaw too, on that side.
And the puffiness of his skin and the lacerations and things like that. Those are all telltale signs of long-term alcoholism, cirrhosis of the liver, things like that over time. I mean, it's very
gut. He looks like a pregnant woman. His gut,
yeah,
it's bulging and stuff like that. That's a fatty liver sign. So
absolutely. I mean, the signs are showing right now. I mean, this guy is probably drinking himself to death, and it's terrible to see. I mean, Ariel did a great job with the interview. I thought it was very entertaining for the most part. I mean, I tuned in for the entire time, and I like Ariel, but I can't remember the last time I watched the MMA Hour. So, I mean, it got me to tune in because, like I said, Ric Flair draws. The proof's in the pudding. A small show like us, Ric Flair posts are doing real damn good when you put them up. Ric Flair does draw, but it's embarrassing to see how he draws now, and it's embarrassing to see his legacy that he's tarnished by being how he's been. And it's embarrassing to see the man that he is and what he thinks of himself and just what he'll do to maintain that relevance in his mind. He's literally trying to still think that he's 30-year-old Ric Flair, 40-year-old Ric Flair, the guy that can get away with doing it. Yeah, he had a falling out too, apparently, with the cannabis company that he had. He said on there was a problem with them. Him and Mike Tyson are suing him now for their cannabis lines. So I don't know much about that, but he mentioned it as well. On the Ric Flair 30 for 30, he talks about how much he drinks. I can't remember how much he said, but it was a fucking ton. Yeah, I can't imagine, People stop to watch car wrecks too. Yeah, and that's why people are watching him, Joey. Nice to see you too, Joey. But the reason why that they are is because he's a walking fucking car wreck, man.
Yep.
And once again, the proof's in the pudding, man. If I put up a positive headline, it doesn't draw for shit, usually, if you put a positive thing up. If you put one up with some titles like I did on one, Drunk Ric Flair on show, says this or that, that's the title I put, something about being a drunk Ric Flair. You got 10,000 fucking people that click on that and watch that on your TikTok and your Facebook, man. And it's what it does. People like a train wreck, man, and they want to watch. He's a train wreck. I
think Rand just asked how long do you give him to live. I'm not God or anything like that, but if he continues on the trajectory he's at with the abuse of alcohol and stuff, that's one poison on this earth that doesn't wait for anybody, and it's consumed a lot of people. So if you're asking me a time frame, if he doesn't get help, man, you could be looking at maybe 2-3 years.
Maybe even sooner, maybe 3 to 5 at the most. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, I don't know how your body could last any longer than. We're not doctors or God, like Richie said. We're just making a judgment here and an opinion. But it's like I can't understand how your body can maintain that long being like that. Yeah. I just can't. When we talked about addiction earlier, here we were doing it for a couple, 2-3 years going down that road, and it almost killed us. This guy's been doing it for 50 years like this.
50 years.
It's insane, Mm-hmm. And his handlers just throw him out there because he makes some money. He's Ric Flair. He's drawing them.
Yep.
It's what it is. All right. Main event time. You guys are going to help us here. You guys are going to help us determine the goof of the week. And you reached out and sent me a text one day this week, and he's like, dude, what the fuck are they doing with Liv Morgan? What's this fucking...
You don't have to say it in a fucking villain voice, bro. Come on.
Because you are the villain here, you fuck. No,
that's it.
You are. Well, you got to play it?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, he's stewing right now because you've been trying to pick a fight with me about this argument through messages, and I've been shutting you down because I wanted to save it for the show.
This is the flip flopping Johnny podcasting that y'all are talking about. Said you would never hang out with Natalia. It's this flip flopping Johnny here.
Oh, Jesus. So you send me a message and you're like, dude, what the fuck are they doing with Liv Morgan? And I said, what do you mean?
You just made the villain voice worse.
I had to. It's true because I'm reading this text message in my mind how the villain would sound. Okay, so. Literally, like I'll take the voice out. You sent me a message and you said, hello, good sir. I really don't. I'm really not fond of this new Liv Morgan angle and this new Liv Morgan theme. It's quite obnoxious to say the least, sir. What do you think about it? And I'm like, I love it. And you're like, no fucking way you love this. You're like saying, you serious? And
There's
I'm like,
no fucking way you love this, man. I think you're if you don't like the Riot Squad version of Liv, but you're saying you like this one, you're fucking high.
So I got to play the fucking theme for you really quick.
Can I go? Can I go pee?
No, you're going to sit here through this because this is going to help decide the goof of the week.
Go read the book of John real quick while fucking,
Well, Lasse's not here to read it to you, okay? So
God, this is terrible.
I can't play the whole thing because it'll just it'll flag a copyright. So I'll even take it off the screen.
Mistake you can make to even play it for 5 seconds.
So they debut Liv Morgan's new theme song at WrestleMania, and they give her a little entrance and all that shit. And this is her new theme song that Richie absolutely just can't stand. All right. That's the old. It's going to be a new one.
Can't hear anything, dude.
You can't hear anything?
No.
Yeah. Can you guys hear anything?
No.
You bullshitting me here?
No, I'm not bullshitting you.
Okay, hold on. Let me hit it again.
Here, let me play my version.
No, I got it. Hold on. Here we go. Here it is. Here we go.
Dude, you're not playing it.
Yeah, okay. It's
You're
playing.
I can't hear it, bro. I really can't.
What the fuck? Why does it keep coming off? Okay, there we go.
There, now I
Hear
hear it. Now it's gone.
Let's start it again.
See, Rewind's being honest.
Look at Rich getting down.
Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say once, say it twice, and I'll give it to you all night. I'm your bad advice.
All right. So Richie hates this fucking song with a passion. And I have to say, I'm not a fan of the song because I'm not a fan of like the Britney Spears type music. I never was. I grew up with it. But this is a catchy beat for her, and it puts her character.
You just said it sucked.
I don't like the song to listen to, but I like it. Hold on, let me finish. All right. It's not my type of music to listen to. It's not something I enjoy to listen to, but for her character, I think it's fucking awesome. It's that Britney Spears kind of
trying to bring that Jillian Hall fucking shit back where she's like got a growth on her face and she
Britney Spears was the hottest star for years in pop and sold everything and made hundreds of millions of dollars. They're trying to portray a kind of crazy character like that with her being kind of like a Britney Spears. And you know what? Liv's a good enough worker and she's a good enough superstar now, finally at this point of her career, that she can make it work. And this song fits for her. And I think it's good because it fits for her.
This is worse than Ashley Simpson when she fucking lip synced, dude.
But that's the fun of it, bro, because nobody's believing she's a professional singer. She's just having fun. She's playing this kind of troubled, crazy, nutty fucking girl. And that's her gimmick, and it works for her because she's good at it.
The Riot Squad, and you said that was
the Riot Squad sucked. When you have Ruby fucking Riot leading that group, and that another no talent schmo Sarah Logan in there, it sucks. And all Liv did was bounce around and stick her fucking blue tongue out or whatever it was. It was stupid. It was terrible.
Now she's just dancing on a bunch of dudes and they're rubbing her breasts and shit. Like,
she's the main attraction for the women now. She's the superstar. She's doing the Britney Spears who was the superstar. The gimmick fits for her.
What she's been doing with Dominic Mysterio has been what has made her a superstar. This shit that they're like venturing off into is going to ruin Liv Morgan, I bet you.
No way. No way.
Absolutely.
No way. I don't believe
Rand, you're wrong. Rand, you're wrong.
Okay, so here's the question, and you guys are going to help decide for who gets the fucking goof of the week this week, all right? And I have privately asked some of my wrestling fans this because I told you I was going to do this, and we wanted to settle this debate. So you're either with me.
I can read the comments.
No. We're going to get their points too, and I'm going to give you the fair assessment out of the people that I asked. All right. So you're going to decide the goof of the week between me or Richie is going to be the goof of the week this week because Richie says this song sucks and it's going to kill her shit and kill her career even more. And the song blows and it doesn't work and it's dumb. So if you agree with Richie and think it sucks, type it in that you think it sucks. Or if you agree with me, where you think it's great for her character, catchy and funny, even if it's not your type of jam, and it's going to be good for her character to make her a more mainstream person, even more than she already is, then vote for me and say yes or you like it or whatever. Tell us what you think, because I'll tell you this. I asked 10 people that I know that are good friends of mine that are wrestling fans, okay? And 6 out of the 10 agreed with me. 4 of them agreed with you. So we are about 50-50 on this one. So 6 out of 10 of them agreed with me, and 4 of them agreed with you. One person was even more vocal than you were about it and said that it was the most hot garbage pile of shit they have seen in forever, and it sucked.
Who was that? Because give that guy give him an award.
Well, there are people that feel like you do, where they think it's fucking garbage. And one of my friends definitely felt that way. The other ones were not sold on it either and didn't like it, but there's people that feel the same way. I read comments on other posts online too and saw it, and a lot of people felt like you do, but I felt the majority more felt like I do. So 6 out of 4 was mine. So let's see what everybody's saying here.
John wins these competitions because he rigs them.
How could I rig this? Okay.
Get out of here. This if you think that this shit is fucking good TV, it's compared to what she's been doing with Dom. This is fucking garbage. It's fucking garbage. It's a waste of time.
The best new song. It'll go to the moon with her and Britney Spears. John hit the nail on the head. It's catchy.
I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight
even
Zone
the music
right now.
video, her WrestleMania
You guys
entrance.
have to be fucking with every single one of you. Have to be fucking.
That's
with
the point. Yep. She was also on TV with Chucky. It's a hit for her. Goof of the week goes to Richie. Richie does like the cherry lipstick and Bad Energy. Liv will team up with Back. I think you mean Backer, probably. I don't know if that's somebody else. This is great for her character. Looks like John is right again. Why does John always win these competitions?
Because he rigs them.
I did not, because I'm giving it to everybody right here. Okay, I'm giving it to everybody right out here live. So you're seeing it right here. Not one has gone for you right here. Okay, but
Man.
When I did it privately, it was 60-40. So it was that close. And I bet you, here,
Thank you, Joey.
Joey's with you.
Thank you, Joey.
Okay, so you got a vote here.
We have one person in the room that has a fucking brain.
Well, we disagree. The majority says different, and I guarantee you, if you look on other things,
there's been a lot of times in history where this world has been fucked up, and the
true to
majority
that. True to that.
We're living in one, and we do have a backside goof of the week that's going to pander to that as well.
But I gotta say, and I gotta be honest with you, okay? So let me play the goof of the week clip first here, really quick, because I have to be fair in this as well, because I'm a man of character and principle. So before we crown the goof of the week, I got
man of the people. Yeah, John's like,
no, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez, anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
Yeah,
right.
John is the John Laurinaitis of fucking wrestling with reality. You're right.
People power, baby.
Yep.
No, as I go through this show at the end of it, and as we're debating this and talking about this, and we're deciding who's the goof of the week, I have to be fair and I have to be honest. I think we both should get the goof of the week for even talking about this fucking topic and wasting 5 minutes of 10, 15 minutes of people.
It sucks. You just agreed with me that it's
it's just a stupid fucking topic, man. Like,
it sucks.
It's a stupid fucking topic to talk about a fucking theme song for her. You know,
stupid gimmick. Just a stupid fucking gimmick.
It's like that fucking line at the end of Billy Madison when Billy gives that crazy thing, and the guy just says, he's like, there's absolutely nothing of what you said that is absolutely true at all.
We're all now dumber.
We're all now dumber for having to listen to that. I award you no points and have mercy on your soul. That's kind of how I feel about talking about this topic. So,
right.
Rich, I think we both got to take the goof of the weeks, because we were even debating this privately.
Well, we're going into a class of goof of the weeks this week. And man, I really don't want to go in with this fucking next clown, because what a fucking tool he is.
I don't know who it is. Hit me with it.
Pete Hegseth.
Oh, Keg's Breath.
Keg's Breath.
Yes.
And the reason why he should be in it is the fucking guy has been reading Bible quotes like this preacher. And this fucking moron on national television, and whatever you feel about Trump or whatever the fuck you vote for, I don't care. But when you're trying to pray on TV and look like you're a biblical guy and you're reading the Bible and shit, at least read from the fucking Bible and don't quote Pulp Fiction.
You know what the best part about the whole thing is, Rich?
He didn't even fucking know.
Yes, he didn't fucking know. He's not even reading from the fucking Bible, man. All right?
Fucking idiot.
Like, he's not even fucking...
Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction and thought it was the Bible.
But the best part of this is even more than that. This idiot didn't realize he wasn't actually reading from the Bible. Was the greatest part of this whole thing, which just makes him the goof of the week even more, is because somebody wrote this shit for him and thought it was a good idea, and that people wouldn't catch on in about 5 seconds, man. Okay, what a dope!
Fucking ridiculous.
What the dude? We got to give it again. All right.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
I think I might have found like Pete's one of his relatives and stuff. So you tell me after hearing this if you think this guy might be Pete's relative.
I don't know how to answer that question. That's like, who's your biggest match? What the hell? I've been doing this for fucking 40 years, and you're asking me who in the fuck's my biggest
All
match?
right, you're a fucking worthless.
fucking
You're a
know.
fucking worthless drunk. Go to hell, you worthless loser.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a doofus this guy is,
I,
bro.
I see the resemblance for sure.
Oh yes. Do you think they might be
Ric
related?
Flair
Rich?
and Pete Hexer. They all got to be fucking pretty close to each other.
Well, we're in good company tonight with Mr. Pete Hegseth. So we're joining Pete on this week's Goof of the Week. So me and you are both now one-time winners of Goof of the Week, and we're joining Pete Hegseth on it this week. So I think those are some good selections for the Goof of the Week.
Yeah, it was bound to happen at some point. You know, the McMahons were never supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, and John and Rich were never supposed to be the Goof of the Weeks. But
And it
who the fuck
happened.
We are.
But the reality is that we're very fair, and we even had to nominate ourselves on that one because there's no way after discussing that for the period of time that we could have not put ourselves in there because what a stupid topic.
So, all right.
And what a stupid dope to get up there and read the fucking Pulp Fiction quote like you're reading the Bible. I got to give him credit though on one thing though. He read that shit with fucking gumption and fucking
punctuation. He nailed every point.
Dude, he was speaking with fucking principle in his mind.
Watching Pulp Fiction for him.
Yeah, he was good, man. Since the Secretary of War shit ain't panning out too good for him, he might have a second career in Hollywood next. You know?
Yeah.
He gave that good.
What a fucking idiot.
Let's see. Rewind says, "Are you guys going to start calling yourself the Secretary of Wrestling from here on out?" That's a good idea.
People are creating their own positions nowadays. Fuck it.
There we go. What's going on, Rabbi? Good to see you, my friend. I need a video of this. I have no idea about it. Okay, I'll find it later and I'll send it to you, Jeremy. It's tremendous. You know, it really is.
We got to end the night on a good note, and either Rewind is coming on with us, or we're gonna have Superhuman.
Let's do Superhuman so we can give Rewind enough time next week.
Okay.
Because we've been going for a long time and I got to get up early. So
right.
I want to have Rewind on for a full fucking for a while because I'm not shortchanging Rewind to a couple of minutes. He always gets as much time as he needs. That's the type of dude that he is.
Okay. All right.
You guys want Superhuman? Is that what you want?
Yep, but you're frozen.
All right. Hold on. All right. What about now? Can you see me?
Yep, you're good.
All right. He's walking with Ezekiel. Maybe I'd rather walk with Elias. I wouldn't want to put that on Elias, bro.
Fuck.
All right. Let's see.
You froze again.
It's just because I'm going to another thing. Hold on.
Okay. Got it.
It's the video. I don't know if he's got a lot of new ones on here. He hasn't been doing much lately. I think we've hit on all these. Let me go way down the list here to get a few that I know we've never covered because this fucking guy, you know, he hasn't been doing as much content lately. Okay. All right. Let's see. He's going to land on somebody here. So hold on. This might be a good one. All the Superhuman shit is good to me.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Let's see. There we go. All right. Here we go.
This is Superhuman TV show.
Is somebody laying on that table?
Yes, sir.
I can't see it that clear.
Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop, whoop.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fuck this shit.
Oh, he's doing a backflip.
Oh,
Coffin drop. Wow. We got to see that one again.
I think that was fucking murder just committed right in front of us.
This idiot with the bare shirt or the bare chest, no shirt on, and the light tubes just has to be idiotic, and they're right below him. And this idiot's doing the coffin drop on him, so you know it's not going to work out good right off the bat.
You see the guy nod his head. He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck this shit."
Fuck this shit. Whoop, whoop.
Good.
What a fucking dope.
That's what I was gonna say. Rewind. Do you really think he could do a backflip? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, probably not. Let's get another one here for him. Come on, let's get another one down.
Superhuman has a wrestle buddy.
I guess, does he? All right, let's see.
This is Superhuman TV Show, and this
What
is
the
the Superhuman Talking Stuff Buddies. You can get these motherfuckers at the IndianConnection.com. This motherfucker can talk.
Dude, I need to get one of those. I need to get one.
Fuck this shit.
I need to get one of those.
He's even got the scream at the end.
I gotta buy one.
Somebody's either got to get rich one or he's got to buy one himself. What it is?
I'm gonna buy one. I need that signed like right away.
Rewind needs to get that in his collection now.
Dude.
He needs to add that to his collection.
What's that one? What does he do? Yeah, the one you just had your mouse over with the go up. Yep, to the right. Yep.
The pumpkin one?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers! This is Superhuman T-shirt, and today I'll be jumping onto barbed wire pumpkins. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Ah! 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 Fuck this shit! Whoop whoop!
Oh!
God damn it! Oh,
Homeboy got some air.
God, oh my fuck!
Dude, I gotta see that leap again.
Motherfuckers, this is Superhuman T-shirt.
Guys, watch
Yeah,
that
your
leap off.
screen's jamming up, but I think it might work now.
This is for juggalos
Yeah.
and juggalettes. Do not try this
See.
at home, and I hope you like it. Woo, woo!
Look at the air he gets on this trampoline, guys.
Ah! Fuck this shit! Woo, woo!
Oh!
God damn it!
Bro, he was about a fucking inch away from bashing his skull and his neck through that chair.
I love the squeaks right before he jumps. Squeak, squeak.
I don't know how he missed smashing his head on that. That was almost a catastrophic injury right there. That top of that thing could have gone through his skull, you know? We know you like it, a rewind, okay? We know you want one. We know you want one. Maybe a backflip
You
on
really
Linda.
think that motherfucker can do a backflip?
Richie, the Arizona Cardinals drafted a running back from Notre Dame tonight named Jeremiah Love. Fans in Arizona are going to like him.
No, they're gonna love him.
Oh, but
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. Yeah, joke.
all right, guys. Been a great time tonight. Richie, any closing thoughts tonight, my friend?
It sucks that we're not going to be with you next week, but I'm so happy for my friend here going through the trials and tribulations that he went through for so long, years and years of waiting. And finally, it's coming to a culmination. Everything's going to be good in his life. And we all wish you peace and happiness with your situation going forward, John.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. The following week, though, we're gonna do something cool. Hopefully, I mean, I would like to touch on the Hulk Hogan documentary. I think it's a pretty
let's
big
do it.
deal. You know, it's your favorite wrestler of all time. Definitely one of my top favorites.
You want to make it the topic for the week?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So. And I kind of just want to we'll go through that situation and look at what's going on with that, because what an interesting situation. You know, Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, passing away, and the secrecy and the mystery, the mysteriousness around the whole case. I just think that it would be a good topic to touch on. So
I like that too, man. Oh, nothing but positive stuff is going on, Rabbi. My fiance is moving in with me this weekend, so she'll be here tomorrow night. She's moving in with me this weekend. We're getting married this summer, so we've done a long distance relationship for last 2.5 years. So we're really excited to finally be moving in together. We're getting married in August, so it's all good stuff. So
We're gonna get little Wangland babies running around, man.
man, is the world ready for more of me? I've already got 2, so you know.
And they're all gonna be Natty Neidhart fans.
The fuck they will be. No way, man. No way we're doing that one, bro. So we'll miss you next week, but I just wanted to spend some time with my
rewind, shut it. Your boy looks like he's soft. He's talking like he's soft and doesn't want to win. Diaz is gonna get smoked. And you know what? I'm standing on my ground because my wife is rooting for Diaz and I'm picking fucking Mike Perry and she's mad at me for it. But you know what? When I cash that money in, rewind, I'm gonna get it in ones and I'm gonna throw it on camera just so you can see each dollar you lost. Just gonna
You gonna take it out and make it rain at the strip club or something?
No, I'm gonna make
Rewind's
it rain
on
on Wrestling with Reality.
Okay. You gonna rub it in his face when he loses?
Absolutely.
He gets to do the same to you if he wants to, though.
That's perfectly fine. I know it's not gonna happen.
Great show. The world is still here now. Get your socks. It's gonna be a hot summer with all the things.
Oh god.
Fucking
We're gonna walk outside and the flames are gonna be raining down upon us.
The fucking hellfire from brimstone is gonna come.
Yep.
Money for diapers. He might be getting some extra diaper money here from Rewind soon, or Rewind might be getting some extra bread from Richie in that little bit. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna use the phrase from Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I guarantee it.
All right. I would never guarantee if it's not me fighting there. You know, you can only know with your own talents. I wouldn't guarantee that one because it could go either way.
Mike Perry's gonna smoke it. Nah.
It could go either way. I agree with you though. I think that Mike Perry wins this.
Mike Perry's gonna knock him out, and it's gonna be the second time Nate Diaz has been knocked out.
He's never gone championship rounds at MMA. Diaz comes alive. Perry gets tired in the 3rd round.
No. It's not gonna take that long. It's not gonna take that long.
Gonna miss you guys next week, but happy for hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. It's an exciting time. So we'll miss you too, but guarantee you we'll be back the next week. So promise we'll be back in 2 weeks. So next week's just gonna be a little week off, and then we'll be back to our normal time on a Wednesday or Thursday, depending upon our work schedules. We'll always be here on Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. This was a fun show. We could have been going on forever. We've been going on for 2.5 hours, man. So
yep, great show.
Anybody that looks at that and believes that that's me is a joke.
Just had to end it like that.
Yeah.
You know, while we were out there, he lied to you guys. She was there.
Bullshit. She don't want none of this smoke, bro.
Man.
You know the fucking facts, okay? You know it.
I'm gonna send that to TMZ.
Yeah, well, you know, they can come and start paying the money. I'll give them the story. All right, guys. We'll catch you in a couple weeks. Have a great one. Until then, I'm John. That's Richie. We're out of here. Make sure you like and follow the show.
What are the goofs of the week, by the way?
Yeah. From the one-time goofs of the week, Richie Reardon and John Wangland. We're out of here. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys soon.